Welcome to this live broadcast of high school athletics on the Northeast Sports Network.
Strike three called. That is a fitting end to this ball game. Otters of Otter Valley, their first baseball championship since 1970.
Back on the point, shot by Kuiper, tip, they score! And Harwood wins.
And welcome, everybody, to the Colebrook Athletic Fields Complex here in Colebrook, New Hampshire, as this afternoon the Northeast Sports Network presents to you NHIAA Division IV boys soccer action featuring the Lisbon Regional High School Panthers and the Colebrook Academy Mohawks. My name is Kevin Trask. Alongside with me this afternoon is Butch Ladd. Producing this afternoon's contest, Kyle Grover. And on camera for the NSN crew this afternoon, Dylan Leach and Brian White. And for all of you North Country / Colebrook fans watching, no, that's not Brian White from Colebrook, New Hampshire. That's the Brian White, who obviously is a grad of Linden State College and now working here at the Northeast Sports Network. For any of you Colebrook fans checking out the game right now, we have a big one on hand for us here this afternoon. Colebrook comes into today's game with a record of 4-5-1. Lisbon comes into today's game with a record of 7-4-1. These two teams have played already once this year, Butch. Lisbon came away on their home field with a 4-0 victory. Colebrook, this is a good tune-up game. It's not a tune-up game by any means. This is a big game, but this is a great game for them with homecoming coming up this weekend. The homecoming parade will be held immediately after this game, which is why this game is being played at 3, not 4. Big game for both squads in terms of the standings here in Division IV. I'm looking forward to it here this afternoon. Nice fall afternoon here for some soccer.
It is, absolutely. You know, and one of the things, if you're Colebrook, obviously you've already lost to these guys once. They're a young team as well, but they got one of the deans of D4 coaches in Les Poor, who's had a lot of success down there in Lisbon. And the Colebrook team's a little bit banged up right now. But, you know, like athletic director Buddy Trask, who, by the way, Dad, is the marshal of homecoming tonight, so I get the pleasure of driving him around town, told me today one of the big things, and, you get a first-year coach in Ryan Call. This Colebrook team right now, they're having their team pictures, which have to be done to get ready for NHIA and stuff. A lot of stuff going on. Number one, they've been decorating floats all week. Number two, they got a parade tonight. Kids are fired up, this and that. Well, number three, you got a game. These games are big. So on the Colebrook end of things, you're hoping full well that they're going to come and all of a sudden they're going to be ready to go. Lisbon side, beat them once. Coach Poor, you know what his job's going to be, is make sure that these guys come here today and they're thinking, let's score early, let's score often, and let's get this thing over with.
Well, yeah, as I mentioned, big game, obviously. Colebrook is, as I said, 4-5-1. They're sitting at the number 12 seed. Right now. So they are battling right now with a few other teams to try and make their way up and get into that home field playoff spot, whereas Lisbon is trying to hold on to that and move up as well. Lisbon has that 7-4-1 record. They are currently ranked number 8 in the Division IV standings as we speak. So as we've mentioned, Butch, a couple of times, big game this afternoon. These two squads always have a good game, especially here on this field. Obviously, it wasn't a very good game down in Lisbon. Lisbon handled business very easily, but it is. You're right. It depends on what white team shows up here this afternoon. So we will be looking forward to that here over the course of the next half an hour or so. This afternoon's broadcast is being brought to you by Littleton Chevrolet Buick, Crosstown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Northland Restaurant and Timeout Tavern Sports Bar and Grill, Berlin City Chevrolet GMC Buick, TransCanada, Edwards Electric, Golden Locks, Landvest, Log Haven Campground, Northwoods Dental, Talmadge Plumbing and Heating, White Mountains Community College, VR Concrete, the Colebrook Academy Booster Club, W.W. Berry Transportation, Waystack Frizzell Attorneys, Wilderness Restaurant, the C.N. Brown Company, and the Big Apple Food Stores in Colebrook, Jenkins Newman Funeral Home, the C.N. Brown Company Heating Oil Division, the Colebrook Copy Center, the News and Sentinel, and the Northwoods Weekly. On that note, Butch and I are going to hear some words from some of our sponsors that we just mentioned off, and when we return, we're going to have the keys of the game for both squads. You are watching NHIAA Division IV boys soccer action on the Northeast Sports Network.
At the Autosaver Group, we believe buying a car should be a pleasurable experience.
Stress-free and easy.
We know you've done your research.
That's where we do our homework too, monitoring the competition so we can sell our vehicles at the best prices, period.
A lot of our business is referrals.
That's because our family of 400 employees treat you like their own.
The best endorsement we can think of is a happy customer.
Now that's a big deal. Who is the Autosaver Group? 11 hometown dealerships in Vermont, New Hampshire, and New York.
Our buying power enables our dealerships to offer great financing options, even if you're credit challenged.
We have over $15 million of quality used cars and a great selection of new cars and trucks.
But when it comes to making customers happy, we know we have to do it one deal at a time.
Because what matters the most to you is getting the best price, period.
And that's why we call it the big deal.
The Northland Restaurant and Timeout Tavern Sports Bar and Grill in Canaan, Vermont is a proud supporter of all area athletics. Open 7 days a week. Whether you want to come and enjoy a nice quiet meal or come and watch all of your favorite sporting events on their brand new flat screen HD TVs, the Northland Restaurant and Timeout Tavern Sports Bar and Grill is your place to be. It's also a great place for weddings and banquets. The Northland Restaurant and Timeout Tavern Sports Bar and Grill, 802-266-3988.
All right, let's start the negotiating.
Oh, we have pre-discounted pricing. You have better things to do than wasting your time going back and forth with us.
Yeah, I do.
At Berlin City, we make car buying easy to save you precious time. What you do with it is up to you. Berlin City, the easy way.
Edwards' Electric in Colebrook, New Hampshire is your local Northern New Hampshire residential electric contractor. With over 40 years of experience, owner Burke Edwards and his crew provide their customers with the best electrical work in the North Country and never leave a site without a job mastered. Give Edwards' Electric in Colebrook, New Hampshire a call at 603-237-4956. From everyone at Edwards' Electric, best of luck to all the Colebrook Academy athletic teams. Golden Locks on Main Street in Colebrook is a proud supporter of all Colebrook Academy athletics. As a full-service hair salon, Sally Belknap Byron and Sylvie Smith provide you with all your hair care, while Sue Inkel provides you with all the nail and skin care you need. Throw in a tanning session and Golden Locks completes your top-of-the-notch beauty salon experience. Open Tuesday through Friday 8 to 6, Saturday 7 till noon. Golden Locks, 603-237-8033. Since 1968, Landvests, licensed professional foresters, have been providing local land management and forestry services. Providing forestry services such as forest management plan development, including NRCS plans, timber sales planning and administration, forestry inventory and analysis, wildlife habitat assessment, enhancement and planting, and mapping services. Landvests understands the needs of each client are as unique as the property they own. Call the local Landvest office in West Stewartstown to discuss your property needs today at 603-246-8800. That's Landvest, 603-246-8800. Northwoods Dental, the office of Dr. Dana Bartlett, is located at 75 South Main Street in Colebrook, New Hampshire. Office hours are Monday through Thursday from 8 until 5. Appointments can be made by calling our office manager, Hailey Marquis, at 603-237-5555. Our hygienist, Christine Vigneault, monitors the periodontal health of all our patients on a regular basis and makes recommendations for advanced treatments such as laser-assisted new attachment procedures. One of our most popular services has been the use of CAD/CAM technology to create one-visit ceramic crowns, onlays, veneers, and durable tooth-colored. Talmadge Plumbing and Heating is one of the leading plumbing companies in New Hampshire and Vermont. Located in Stewartstown, New Hampshire, the team at Talmadge Plumbing and Heating value quality work and prompt professional service above all else. When you need plumbing work done properly, whether it's as simple as a clogged pipe or as complicated as a sewer repair, Talmadge Plumbing and Heating is who you need. Give them a call at 603-246-7173 today.
My experiences here have really prepared me for a future career.
Graduating from the nursing program at WMCC opened up many doors for me.
When I started learning, I found the passion that I didn't have in my last career field. I said, wow, this is amazing. Why didn't I do this before?
I love my job as an emergency room nurse.
The internship was an excellent opportunity. I did my internship and I actually stayed on with that company afterward.
And it's really inexpensive to do all this.
I've found myself here, and so can you.
VR Concrete has been a locally owned and operated business for over 20 years. Located in Columbia, New Hampshire, VR Concrete specializes in heavy, industrial, civil, and commercial concrete. Working throughout New England, the folks at VRC are able to provide the manpower and know-how to deliver your project in a timely manner. Contact them today at 603-237-5000 or visit their website at vrconcrete.com. VR Concrete is a proud sponsor of Colebrook Academy Sports. The Colebrook Academy Booster Club is a proud supporter of all Colebrook Academy athletics. We're proud to support our student athletes that not only make us proud on the court or on the field, but also in the classroom. They represent themselves, their families, and the communities very well, exemplifying all that's best about Colebrook schools. We here at the Colebrook Academy Booster Club wish all of our Colebrook Academy athletic teams the best of luck. Since 1972, W.W. Berry has been providing dependable bus and shuttle services for people in northern New Hampshire and Vermont. Located on Route 3 in Lancaster, New Hampshire, the dependable people at W.W. Berry are happy to service any of your transportation needs. With 65 buses in their fleet, including their brand new state-of-the-art coach bus, they can provide bus services and shuttling for athletics, organized trips, and many other events. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Give W.W. Berry a call at 603-636-6100. That's 603-636-6100.
At Waystack Frizzell, we've built our reputation one case at a time, one client at a time.
For over 41 years, the Waystack Frizzell Law Firm has been representing people in legal crises. Most often that involves personal injury cases, but might also involve an estate, a criminal matter, or a family law matter, among others.
They not only cared about the legal process, but they cared for my family and I in a time of need. They helped us through one of the hardest times of our life. I was very happy with the result of my case because it not only gave me closure, but my family closure to a tragic accident.
Waystack Frizzell and their whole staff never treated me like I was just another client. They treated me like I was a person that was very important to them, and they wanted to fight for me till the end, and they did.
We have the experience and know-how to help you and your loved ones during a moment of crisis. Ask around and make the right choice.
Looking for a delicious home-cooked meal at an affordable price? Then check out the Wilderness Restaurant and Cedar Lounge on Main Street in Colebrook, New Hampshire. They offer breakfast, lunch, and dinners 7 days a week, and you can always catch your favorite teams on the big screen TVs. The restaurant section is open Monday through Saturday, 4 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Sundays from 5 a.m. till 8 p.m. The lounge is also open 7 days a week, Monday through Thursday, 4 p.m. to close, and Friday through Sunday, noon to close. Give them a call at 603-237-8779 or stop in to the Wilderness Restaurant and Cedar Lounge.
Big Apple's the best place in northern New England to gas up and score wicked good deals on coffee, snacks, energy drinks, and more. Did you know you can purchase a CN Brown gift card at your local Big Apple as well? This makes a wicked good gift during the holidays, birthdays, the list goes on and on. Stop by your Big Apple and find a deal today. At CN Brown, we care about our customers, and we care about keeping them warm. We know how long and cold winters can be in northern New England, so we allow 30 days to pay and offer discounts to senior citizens, as well as welcoming LIHEAP customers. We offer propane service in Colebrook, Lancaster, and Berlin, as well as wood pellet service in Colebrook and Lancaster. And we encourage auto delivery. Visit our website, cnbrown.com, to find the location that services you. Start enjoying savings and service from the people who care about keeping you warm.
The Colebrook Copy Center on Bridge Street in Colebrook, New Hampshire is your North Country's full-service copy center. From back services to photo restoration, enlargements, reductions, laminations, and bindings, the Colebrook Copy Center can help you with all of your design services. Come on down and visit Darlene and everyone at the Colebrook Copy Center or give them a call at 603-237-0999. Best of luck to all the area's athletic teams.
Everything you need to stay informed about community events, town and school governments, the local business scene, student activities, and high school sports can be found in the pages of the News and Sentinel, the North Country's trusted hometown paper since 1870. Their dedicated staff provides the area with comprehensive news coverage and door-to-door advertising service, giving their all to produce a great paper week in and week out. To start a subscription or promote your business, stop by their office at 6 Bridge Street in downtown Colebrook, New Hampshire. Give them a call at 603-237-5501 or visit them online, colebrooknewsandsentinel.com.
And welcome back, everybody, to the pregame show here on the Northeast Sports Network. Once again, NHIAA Division IV boys soccer action featuring the Lisbon Regional High School Panthers and the Colebrook Academy Mohawks. I'm Kevin Trask. Butch Ladd alongside with me. As always, we are now going to get into the keys to the game for both squads here this afternoon. And Butch, you have the keys to the game for the visiting Panthers under the helm of Les Poor.
I did talk to Coach Poor yesterday afternoon, actually. And number one, he wants to work the wings to his advantage. He's got speed, and he wants to use it. And if he can get those wings working, get the ball up to them, good things going to happen for the Panthers this afternoon. He wants to wear them down with passing. Obviously, that worked in the first game down in Lisbon. They want to play that short passing game. And as we've seen, Kevin, all the upper elite teams in D4 have been using that to their success. He wants to do the same. And last but not least, limit defensive mistakes. Obviously, Colebrook's had a hard time putting the ball in the net. The Panthers don't make mistakes. Things are going to work out well for them. They make mistakes, Colebrook's going to be in a game, and they'll want to stay away from that stuff, and that's the keys for the Lisbon Panthers.
And once again, thank you very much, Butch, for those keys of the game. Lisbon, as we mentioned, 7-4-1 on the year. Currently sitting at the number 8 seed in Division 4, the only division, Butch, that I've seen where there's no ties. The only tie here in Division 4 is right at the dead bottom with Newton, Kane, and Pittsburgh, who are both have no wins so far. But everybody else there's no ties. It's 1 through 18. I hadn't seen that all year until today. I'm going to go over the keys of the game for the host Mohawks, who, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, are sitting at the number 12 seed in Division 4 and currently hold a 4-5-1 record under the helm of first-year coach Ryan Call. Number one, they want to generate opportunities, good opportunities offensively. And not only opportunities, but solid opportunities, Butch. As you just mentioned, they are having some problems putting the ball in the net here this year thus far. So they want to be able to generate some scoring opportunities, some good scoring opportunities from the midfield all the way up, obviously, into the 18-yard box. Number two, they want to win the balls in the air. Obviously, that's on goal kicks, on punts, on crosses, anything that you can imagine. They need to be able to win the balls in the air, and especially on the defensive end inside the 18-yard box, because that is very, very important for this Mohawk team on the defensive sides of things. If they're not winning balls in the air, teams are heading in crosses, heading in corner kicks, heading in set pieces, and they can't have that. They need to win those balls, those 50-50 balls, in the box, in the air, as well as the rest of the field. And number three, this is a big game for them, Butch. We just mentioned it. All right, they're sitting at the 12 seed. All right, if they lose, they're not going to go down any further with a loss here in this game, but they do want to make a fight for that eight spot. And if they lose, obviously that 8 spot's going to go farther and farther away from their grasp. So they want playoff type intensity. There needs to be a playoff type intensity. They need to be clicking on all cylinders. You mentioned it earlier in the pregame show. They are fired up. Homecoming weekend is coming up, but they cannot look over this game, obviously, as they've already lost to this Lisbon team already. already once this year. They cannot overlook this game. They need to have intensity throughout the entire game and put out a good effort here this afternoon. So those are the keys for the Mohawks. And Butch, you mentioned it. This Lisbon team is very, very young. All right, they are a young team. They have 9 combined freshmen and sophomores that are getting a bunch of the playing time. As Coach Poore told you this afternoon, their leading scorers are Trahan Woods, both Trahan Woods and Pacino. And what they are, he thinks, you know what I mean? Hey, and I said this the other day, Woodsville, Gorham, and Littleton, obviously they're the upper echelon of teams. And then I believe we had just mentioned this right after that. Lisbon's right there, and they are young. So obviously for years to come, they're going to be making some noise here.
Well, you know, the thing is, too, guess what? You get down in that little section, that Route 10 section, a lot of these kids play in the summer. And you can see right now it's paying off. And, you know, I think Colebrook with Coach Call over there, his coaching staff, you're going to see that happening up here because they know where they need to get. It takes time to get there. And, you know, today, big stepping stone and maybe getting up the ladder a little bit.
You couldn't have said that any better right there, Butch. Once again, NHIAA Division IV boys soccer action, Lisbon Regional High School and Colebrook Academy. We're going to take another break and hear some words from more of our sponsors. And when we return, we're going to have the starting lineups for both squads. You are watching NHIAA Division IV boys soccer action on NSN.
At the Autosaver Group, we believe buying a car should be a pleasurable experience.
Stress-free and easy.
We know you've done your research.
That's where we do our homework too, monitoring the competition so we can sell our vehicles at the best prices, period.
A lot of our business is referrals.
That's because our family of 400 employees treat you like their own.
The best endorsement we can think of is a happy customer.
Now that's a big deal. Who is the Autosaver Group? 11 hometown dealerships in Vermont, New Hampshire, and New York.
Our buying power enables our dealerships to offer great financing options, even if you're credit challenged.
We have over $15 million of quality used cars and a great selection of new cars and trucks.
But when it comes to making customers happy, we know we have to do it one deal at a time.
Because what matters the most to you is getting the best price, period.
And that's why we call it the big deal.
The Northland Restaurant and Timeout Tavern Sports Bar and Grill in Canaan, Vermont is a proud supporter of all area athletics. Open 7 days a week. Whether you want to come and enjoy a nice quiet meal or come and watch all of your favorite sporting events on their brand new flat screen HD TVs, the Northland Restaurant and Timeout Tavern Sports Bar and Grill is your place to be. It's also a great place for weddings and banquets. The Northland Restaurant and Timeout Tavern Sports Bar and Grill, 802-266-3988.
All right, let's start the negotiating.
Oh, we have pre-discounted pricing. You have better things to do than wasting your time going back and forth with us.
Yeah, I do.
At Berlin City, we make car buying easy to save you precious time. What you do with it is up to you. Berlin City, the easy way.
Edwards' Electric in Colebrook, New Hampshire is your local Northern New Hampshire residential electric contractor. With over 40 years of experience, owner Burke Edwards and his crew provide their customers with the best electrical work in the North Country and never leave a site without a job mastered. Give Edwards' Electric in Colebrook, New Hampshire a call at 603-237-4956. From everyone at Edwards' Electric, best of luck to all the Colebrook Academy athletic teams. Golden Locks on Main Street in Colebrook is a proud supporter of all Colebrook Academy athletics. As a full-service hair salon, Sally Belknap Byron and Sylvie Smith provide you with all your hair care, while Sue Inkel provides you with all the nail and skin care you need. Throw in a tanning session and Golden Locks completes your top-of-the-notch beauty salon experience. Open Tuesday through Friday 8 to 6, Saturday 7 till noon. Golden Locks, 603-237-8033. Since 1968, Landvests, licensed professional foresters, have been providing local land management and forestry services. Providing forestry services such as forest management plan development, including NRCS plans, timber sales planning and administration, forestry inventory and analysis, wildlife habitat assessment, enhancement and planning, and mapping services. LandVest understands the needs of each client are as unique as the property they own. Call the local LandVest office in West Stewartstown to discuss your property needs today at 603-246-8800. That's LandVest, 603-246-8800. Northwoods Dental, the office of Dr. Dana Bartlett, is located at 75 South Main Street in Colebrook, New Hampshire. Office hours are Monday through Thursday from 8 until 5. Appointments can be made by calling our office manager, Hailey Marquis, at 603-237-5555. Our hygienist, Christine Vigneault, monitors the periodontal health of all our patients on a regular basis and makes recommendations for advanced treatments such as laser-assisted new attachment procedures. One of our most popular services has been the use of CAD/CAM technology to create one-visit ceramic crowns, onlays, veneers, and durable tooth color.
And welcome back, everybody, to the pregame show here on the Northeast Sports Network, live from the Colebrook Athletic Fields in Colebrook, New Hampshire. I'm Kevin Trask, Butch Ladd, alongside with me, Kyle Grover producing, Brian White and Dylan Leach on camera. As we mentioned, Lisbon versus Colebrook this afternoon. Crowd starting to file in here for the early matchup, and we are going to get into the starting lineups for both squads first. For the visiting Lisbon Regional High School Panthers, under the helm of head coach Les Poor, as I mentioned earlier, starting in net for the Lisbon Panthers, number 1, Jacob Deem. Starting in the backfield for Lisbon, number 7, Taryn Fontaine, number 2, Josh Brooks, and number 19, Ethan Riggy. In the midfield is number 6, Miles Barnes, number 16, Griffin Rompery, and number 10, Zach Smith. And up front for the Lisbon Panthers, number 11, Logan Trahan, number 15, Josh Woods, number 9, Nick Trahan, and number 3, Gage Pacino. So those are the starters here this afternoon for the Lisbon Regional High School Panthers. Now into the starting lineups for the academy under the helm of head coach Ryan Call. In net for the Mohawks is number 50, Dylan Digest. In the backfield for the Mohawks, number 9, Harley Weir, number 12, Adam Crawford, number 15, Michael Hastings, and number 22, Chris Land. In the midfield for the Mohawks, number 3, Les Lord, number 5, Cedric McKinnon, and number 8, John Shearer. And up front for the Colebrook Mohawks, number 14, Lucas Brock, number 7, Dylan Carpino, and number 17, Garrett Purrington. So those are the starters here this afternoon for both squads. And as I mentioned earlier in the pregame show, it's a big matchup, number 8 versus number 12 here, currently in the NHIAA Division IV standings. Looking at the schedule here for both squads going forward from this week, Lisbon, obviously, for Colebrook, they have 2 home games right in a row. They have Lisbon here this afternoon, and then they have Grofton here in their homecoming game on Saturday. Then they got a big week next week at the same time. They got Profile on the 13th, which we will have broadcast live on NSN, and then they also have Littleton right here on their home field on Friday. We will have the girls' game for that broadcast. And then looking at the Lisbon side of things, they obviously have Colebrook here this afternoon, and then next Tuesday they have Grofton on the road. So they're in the midst of a 2-game road swing before they head back home to take on Canaan-Pittsburgh on the 15th at home. And they handled Canaan-Pittsburgh in their previous matchup, as they did Grofton both times earlier this year. So big game for both squads. Officials are just starting to get here. Fans are just starting to rock and roll. We're going to hear some more words from some of our sponsors. And when we return here this afternoon, we are going to have some soccer right here on NSN.
Talmadge Plumbing and Heating is one of the leading plumbing companies in New Hampshire and Vermont. Located in Stewartstown, New Hampshire, the team at Talmadge Plumbing and Heating value quality work and prompt professional service above all else. When you need plumbing work done properly, whether it's as simple as a clogged pipe or as complicated as a sewer repair, Talmadge Plumbing and Heating is who you need. Give them a call at 603-246-7173 today.
My experiences here have really prepared me for a future career.
Graduating from the nursing program at WMCC opened up many doors for me.
When I started learning, I found the passion that I didn't have in my last career field. I said, wow, this is amazing. Why didn't I do this before?
I love my job as an emergency room nurse.
The internship was an excellent opportunity. I did my internship, and I actually stayed on with that company afterward.
And it's really inexpensive to do all this.
I've found myself here, and so can you.
VR Concrete has been a locally owned and operated business for over 20 years. Located in Columbia, New Hampshire, VR Concrete specializes in heavy, industrial, civil, and commercial concrete. Working throughout New England, the folks at VRC are able to provide the manpower and know-how to deliver your project in a timely manner. Contact them today at 603-237-5000 or visit their website at vrconcrete.com. VR Concrete is a proud sponsor of Colebrook Academy Sports.
And welcome back, everybody, to the pregame show. Once again, Lisbon, Colebrook, and boys soccer action. We'd like to say a few words to some of our sponsors. Butch, take it over.
Hey, some new people on the block. We want to thank them for joining us. Jenkins and Newman Funeral Home. When you've experienced life's greatest loss, the loss of a loved one, turn to the compassionate professional care of Jenkins and Newman Funeral Home, located at 103 Main Street in one of Colebrook's most beautiful homes. Director Michael Pearson and his staff are always ready to help you and your family navigate the difficult decisions to be made to create a lasting and meaningful tribute to your loved one. Jenkins and Newman Funeral Home, a tradition of trust and caring, serving all faiths of the North Country since 1945. Independently owned and operated. Call 603-237-4311 or visit online at www.jenkinsnewman.com. Log Haven Restaurant and Lounge, located on Route 26 in Millsfield, New Hampshire. Your hosts are Roland and Carol. Restaurant and Lounge is open Wednesday through Sunday, 11:30 a.m. to closing. Kevin, listen to some of these specials. Wednesday, Wacky Wing Wednesday, 25-cent wings. Thursday, Thirsty Thursday, half off all appetizers. Friday, all-you-can-eat fish and chips, $9.95. Saturday, prime rib night, 5 p.m. to closing. Sunday, their famous Sunday brunch from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. They also have direct trail access with hundreds of miles of ATV trails and over 2,000 miles of snowmobile trails. You can come for an overnight visit, stay the weekend, or a week or more. That's Log Haven Restaurant and Lounge and Log Haven Campground on Route 26 in Millsfield. For more info, please call 1-877-482-3294.
And thank you very much, Butch, for those updates. Obviously, one other partnership that we want to introduce to you all as well. We introduced you to them in the Berlin-Gorham soccer game that we did just a couple of days ago down in Gorham. We also want to welcome TransCanada here to the NSN family for our 2015-2016 Northern New Hampshire athletic coverage. A great addition to our family for this coming year. I'm looking forward to working with them, Butch, that is for sure. And what a great addition. They'll be involved in every single Northern New Hampshire athletic game at the same time. So they'll be everywhere. That's Matthew Cole, who is the Director of Community Relations at TransCanada, as well as Tim Purrington, who is a huge, obviously, who's big into Colebrook sports. He's the head baseball coach here at Colebrook Academy, and he is now working for TransCanada and doing a heavy job for them throughout the northern part of New Hampshire. So we want to welcome them to the NSN family at the same time. So 3 new partners jumping on board with us here on the Northeast Sports Network. We're always looking for more partners. What a good thing to be a part of.
It is, absolutely. Sorry, Kev, I just got my popcorn here. You can smell it from the booth today. Look at this. We got a little Lisbon roster coming over.
Look at that.
Awesome.
They take care. That's what we like to see right there. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate it. And he'll tell Butch exactly what's going on with that while we continue the broadcast here this afternoon. But once again, we're at the Colebrook Athletic Fields here in Colebrook, New Hampshire. And girls' game will be right behind us, so we will try to keep you updated on the score there. They are getting started right now. This one's going to get started a little bit late, obviously. It's scheduled for a 3 o'clock start time here on NSN. It's currently 3:06, so I'm assuming we'll probably get kicked off right around 3:10, 3:15, hopefully at the latest. But we will see here as the time goes along. Both officials are here. They're talking to both coaches. I'm assuming they're going to have the teams meet in the middle of the field here very shortly. Just to go over some stuff here about the broadcast here on NSN. If you're watching and you have a family member that is on the road, or actually I don't want to say that. That's illegal. I can't say that. But it's not here. Obviously, we have the new NSN app for all phones as well as the tablet. any tablet too, so you can definitely watch the game. If you happen to be traveling and you're not driving, you can obviously pick up the phone that you're using and watch the game while you're on the road. And obviously, if you have your tablet too, you can check that out at the same time. This game will be available for in the archive section immediately following this broadcast. So as soon as this game is over, you will be able to check in and check out the game that just barely happened here live at the Colebrook Athletic Fields in Colebrook, New Hampshire. But big game coming on. Both teams are getting ready. We'll take one last 30-second break, and when we return, we're going to have the ending of our pregame show here, as well as the start of this game. This is NSN.
Since 1972, W.W. Berry has been providing dependable bus and shuttle services for people in northern New Hampshire and Vermont. Located on Route 3 in Lancaster, New Hampshire, the dependable people at W.W. Berry are happy to service any of your transportation needs. With 65 buses in their fleet, including their brand new state-of-the-art coach bus, they can provide bus services and shuttling for athletics, organized trips, and many other events. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Give W.W. Berry a call at 603-636-6100. That's 603-636-6100.
And welcome back, everybody, here to the pregame show. There was a reason why, obviously, the scorekeeper for the Lisbon team came over. They just made a last-second adjustment to the starting lineup here this afternoon. Number 14, Parker Thornton, will be starting this afternoon. He didn't give us a name who he'd be starting for, but he is starting. He was not in the original starting lineup that was given to us by head coach Les Poor. He just barely made a change, literally about when that kid walked over here to give us the new lineup. So we want to recognize Thornton, and he will be starting here this afternoon.
He could be replacing Josh Burks, number 2. We'll look and see, because I have Josh Burks down here from their roster. So I think that's the change, but we'll check it out, Kevin.
But hey, talking about these two programs, obviously, in their past, but Butch, both of these have storied franchises, storied program, excuse me. I'm thinking baseball here already. So I'm thinking NFL, baseball. Man, oh man, I'm on my way to Dallas here right after this game. I'm thinking franchises instead of programs here. But obviously, Lisbon and Colebrook has been in the mix of things in the soccer ranks here for a while. Lisbon, their last championship was in 2008, where they defeated Derryfield 2-1. They also won in 2006, where they defeated Pittsfield by a score of 3-0. Their last championship game appearance was in 2012, where they were defeated by Derryfield 2-1. But I believe that was the year they took care of business on the basketball court in the championship game against Derryfield. Or was that the next year? I'm not really sure. The years all kind of blend in here as time goes along. As for Colebrook, their last championship appearance was in 2007 with a 1-0 victory over Moultonborough, and head coach Ryan Call was a part of that team. That class right there, Butch, at the academy won all 3 championships that year. They won soccer, then they went on to win basketball, then they went on to win baseball, and obviously that soccer was a great memory. That soccer championship was a great memory for them. Another championship appearance for the Mohawks was in 1994, where they lost to Derryfield by a score of 3-1. And then, one thing I do want to point out, the very first championship game recognized by the NHIAA was the other championship game that Colebrook was a part of in 1957, where Goffstown beat them 2-1. And that was obviously a great group of guys. I believe that was the Jenkins brothers on that team, Butch, and you would probably know a little bit more about the Colebrook history than I would, but those were the times that the Mohawks went to the championship game as well.
That was our first banner, and you stop and think of that now. You know, you lived in the Manchester area for a while. We're talking Goffstown High School.
Yeah,
Colebrook traveled down to play that in the state championship game. I mean, it's like when we talked the other day, Lancaster Academy. You know, I mean, it was a lot different then.
Oh, yeah, you got that right. So, game is getting ready to play here this afternoon. And Lisbon Colebrook, and boy, oh boy, it's going to be a good one. I'm anticipating it, and I'm looking forward to it. And we have started here at the Colebrook Athletic Fields in Colebrook, New Hampshire. So here come the Lisbon Panthers, already getting a steal on the Mohawks. Mohawks, very quick, also very young. Also, this Lisbon team is very young at the same time, Butch. And 2 young programs, and I'm obviously anticipating the future is going to be very good for both of these squads.
Oh, absolutely. I think so. And when you get somebody, I mean, Les Poor has been around an awful long time. And he, obviously has molded a lot of young teams, made them into good teams. I think the guy on that other bench over there, Ryan Call, will be able to do the same thing because I've been around him a little. I've come to a couple practices this week, and he's got some good stuff going. They're
Yes,
not
he
there
does.
yet, but
Yes, he does. And obviously he's been waiting for this opportunity for a long time. And he's got that shot. He's very young. Not very young, actually. He's 25 years old, I believe. He's either 25 or 26. He's 25. I mean, he might be even 24. I'm not even sure. He's one of those three ages. I know that. But he's just getting into the ranks here in soccer, and he is ready to rock and roll. And I have total confidence as a Colebrook alumni that he will do a good job here with any program that he takes over.
Now, obviously, we were talking about this Colebrook team being racked with injuries. Garrett Pernington was the starting goaltender last year and this year. Got hurt, broke his wrist in a game down at White Mountain Regional. He is back now. He's playing on the front line. Dylan Dages, who usually is a back, has been playing goal. In the last 2 or 3 games, he has been outstanding. So I look for a big performance from him today, but this breeze could turn things a little bit for both keepers.
Yeah, now one thing I want to point out too, Butch, Les Poor mentioned about his team. We mentioned in the pregame show that he feels they're just a mini step behind the Woodsvilles, the Gorhams, the Littletons of northern New Hampshire, and actually those teams are of Division 4. Obviously, they're a goal away from beating those teams. I've seen some close games. Taking a look at their schedule, they played in some close games against those squads, and just to take a look at a couple of them right now as play continues to go, they lost to Gorham 4-1 in the beginning, then Lisbon 3-1 at the beginning of the year, but then they played Gorham again and lost, and they beat them 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
And then they played Woodsville and lost 3-2. And then they lost to Woodsville again 1-0. So you're talking, they're literally right there. If you're Lisbon or if you're Gorham, Littleton, or Woodsville, or any team in Division 4 for that matter, you've got to be looking at Lisbon in that 8, 9, 10 slot and saying, oh boy, we better not run into them.
Oh, absolutely. Because, in some of those cases, it can come down, coaching can make a difference too. And you get somebody, that's got the experience that Les Poor has, he can make the difference in a game because he'll be able to make substitutions, work matchups, do the things you need to do, motivate his players to maybe play a little bit. That's one of the things he's always done in basketball. That basketball game we did against Derryfield, if you looked at it paper on paper, it was Derryfield's game probably by 20 points. But you know what? You have to play the game.
You have to play the game, and heart has a lot to do with it. And Lisbon has been always about heart. With all their programs for years and years and years. Here comes a defense to offense transition. Little through pass opening here. Will it be 1-0? It is 1-0. And I believe that was off the foot of number 9, Nick Trahan, the forward for the Lisbon Panthers. We're going to get a quick look at it here on the NSN Instant Replay. And it is quickly 1-0 on the defense to offense transition. That was fantastic to watch. But take a look at this on the Instant Replay. Nice through pass. Goes right up. Blast a shot right into the back left-hand corner. As I said, I believe that was Nick Trahan, number 9. And the pass, I thought, came from number 12 for the Lisbon Panthers, which would be Keegan Burton. No, not number 12, number 10, excuse me. But Butch is going to go get Zach Smith. Couldn't see the numbers from here. So, great start for the Lisbon Panthers. They are up 1-0 here very, very early into this ballgame. There's Garrett Pernington with a whiff. That's going to be Zavala taking a shot. That's blocked by the Lisbon defense and brought out. McKinnon's going to launch a shot, but that's going to go far right and out of bounds.
That goal was scored by number 9, Nick Trahan.
And take a look at that last block here on the NSN Instant Replay. He tried to line it up, then Zavala actually put a shot on it, and he got blocked in there by the Lisbon defense. That's what I thought. I could see Trahan. I recognized him in the warm-ups. I just wanted to make sure, and obviously Trahan coming away with a big goal.
And the thought over here, I was getting info from some Lisbon fans who had a better view. It might have been the assist might have gone to number 15, Josh Woods.
Josh Woods, absolutely. So, good start for the Lisbon Panthers. I love that transition, Butch. They were quick. They were north-south, but at the same time, they had routes that they were running. They passed it solid, and they got an open shot. So a heck of a start here for the Panthers this afternoon on the road.
And we mentioned this in the pregame. That's the one thing they wanted to do. They wanted to come here. You want to come out of the gate. You want to score early. They're playing a young team. Colebrook's had a hard time putting the ball in the net. And Lisbon's, already did what they wanted to do to start.
Set the tone, and set the tone they did. Here's a lift into the box. That's going to be head on it. Nothing happening. And that was Pacino, Gage Pacino, who got the cross from Trahan. Just couldn't knock it down. Once again, one of the keys to the game for head coach Ryan Call was he wanted to make sure that they won the balls in the air. And Lisbon was able to come away with that on set pieces and come up with the balls in the air in the defensive zone.
And, on that play, there was nobody within 5 yards of him on that head ball. I mean, if he could have got the right angle on it.
Here come the Mohawks again. There's Shearer trying to settle the ball. He misplays it a little bit. Lisbon kicks it out of their end. Looks like there's going to be a push from behind. Yes, it was. It's going to be on number 3, Gage Pacino again. A little size difference right there as Harley Weir was going up against him. As the visibly foot taller Pacino had to push the foot shorter Harley Weir out of the way to try to get to that ball.
And one of the things I have to mention, we just had this combination up here of Dylan Carpino and Johnny Shearer. Without those two playing last year, they were 8th graders last year. Colebrook didn't have a varsity soccer team. So you want to talk about youth and numbers, they're at it. But this Lisbon school has the smallest enrollment, I believe, or next to smallest to Pittsburgh in all of D4. And look at the bench. They get their kids. I don't know what the percentage is, and I'd like to know it, that play sports. Because when we looked at the girls' team earlier, they must have 26 girls on that team.
Well, tell you one thing they got to do in Lisbon. They got to get some cell phone service there so we can do some games. Because I would love to cover these kids from Lisbon on their home field over the course of the next few years. But if they can get some cell phone service down in Lisbon, we'd be all set. We'd be able to cover it.
Wow, and maybe that thing I've been talking about, those cell extenders, Kevin, maybe it's going to work down there. I don't know.
We hope so. We hope so, and we're waiting patiently for all the homeowners in northern New Hampshire, as well as anybody else who lives up here in northern New Hampshire. I'm sure they've been waiting for that to finally come together. Here, I believe it's been about 8 or 9 months, correct? That was originally expected to start. And obviously it still hasn't started. And towns are looking forward to that starting. If that happens to help Lisbon out, you can guarantee Colebrook will be, NSN will be there to do some games. Obviously, the reason why we can't plug up our towers there is because there's no internet access at that field. So we would love to get there, and we're waiting on that to happen. Looking forward to it. But 1-0 early on here at the Colebrook Athletic Fields in favor of the road team, as they are looking sharp thus far. Colebrook not with any real opportunity yet. Trying to change momentum a little bit. Nice move in the midfield right there for the Panthers. Here they come again with an opportunity. Here comes Pacino. He tries to get by Weir. He does. It's crossed over in front, deflected by a white shirt, and it was kicked out of the box just in time. He had just beat, did Pacino, but the Panthers couldn't get there to finish it.
And when Pacino got going down that sideline, I mean, Harley Weir had no chance. I mean, Pacino's legs are 6 inches longer than his.
Yeah, you could see
it was easy.
An opportunity, just couldn't finish it for the Panthers, and I bet they want that opportunity back. But if you're the Mohawks, you just got to dig deep and try to hold things down defensively here in this first half and not get yourself a 2-0 hole here early in this game.
And one of the keys for the Mohawks is Coach Call wanted. They need some offensive opportunities.
Yes.
Take advantage of some offensive opportunities.
Not only offensive opportunities, but good offensive opportunities, as they want them, because he knows that they need good offensive opportunities, because obviously they're young and their skill level is not there yet, and they need to be able to have those good opportunities where it's about an 80% chance to score. That's flicked into the middle. Cedric McKinnon tried to get ahead on that, but couldn't. Mohawks trying to stay on sides. They weren't going to be on sides. Carpino was off sides. No call made. And here comes Lisbon. Trying to send it up front again. That's to Josh Woods up front, but he wasn't. Nobody was there. Pacino making some room, getting by a couple defenders. Gets it inside to Trahan, interrupted by McKinnon, but Trahan gets it back. McKinnon nails him from behind, and there will be a set piece for Lisbon about 40 yards out, 45 yards out. Taking it will be Gage Pacino. Pacino lines things up, gets Lisbon set play in order, sends it into the box. That's going to get through everybody and right into the hands of Digest.
One of the things Digest has done in goal, he's done a good job communicating and letting his teammates in front of him know, I've got it, or you need to clear the ball to the left or whatever. And that's made a little bit of a difference because it's so key to have communication from your keeper.
Oh, for sure. I mentioned earlier in the pregame show, Butch, who these teams had coming up. Obviously, in one of the games, obviously for the Mohawks was their homecoming game coming up here on Saturday. And then I mentioned Lisbon's they're in the midst of a 2-game road trip. They got Groveton in their next game, but not until next week. So both teams gearing up for Groveton here in their next games. Groveton is currently sitting outside of the top 16. They're at the number 17 seed right now, and that shocks me because after we saw them play against White Mountains, we just got notice that a few of the boys on their team quit that were major contributors to that team. But man, oh man, were they making some noise? That shocks me too. You know what I mean? You're on a competitive team and you're doing good things. That shocks me.
That's one of the teams. I don't think any school liked playing them because they're one of those teams that they came.
They're physical.
And they're ready to
pesky,
go.
They're pesky. And they're fun to watch.
A lot of play at midfield. 27:48 left here. I believe that's what that says.
Yeah, 27:45 remaining here in this first half, early in this first half. We do have the clock available for you here on our NSN screen today, on our NSN scoreboard, which is a good thing. Normally it's a challenge for you and I, Butch, to sit there and try to keep track of the time for you viewers as close as possible. But we got the clock here this afternoon for your viewing.
And one of the things we were talking about homecoming, and it might be a little bit screwed up, but one of the things that's going on is the games because of the SATs, the way that's working now. This homecoming for Colebrook, because originally with Groveton Saturday was scheduled for last Saturday. Couldn't make it happen because obviously those SAT tests are pretty important, probably a little bit bigger than the soccer game. Got postponed to this weekend, and usually everything's on Friday night. But it had to be done tonight because tomorrow there's no school. The teachers have to go to workshops or whatever it is in Berlin. So there's nobody here all day. So therefore, the reason to have the homecoming parade, dance, all the other stuff they do, bonfire, honoring the marshal on Thursday night, a day break, and then Saturday morning back at it with the full day here at the field with games starting at 9 a.m., junior high games, and then, at 11 will be the varsity girls, Groveton Colebrook, 1 o'clock, varsity boys, Groveton Colebrook, and at 3, then we have the rec team.
Opportunity right here, but sorry to interrupt you.
That's okay.
There was another opportunity in the box. But yeah, obviously a busy weekend here in Colebrook this afternoon, as well as this weekend. Lisbon on the far side, trying to get things cleared out defensively, as they hold on to that 1-0 lead early on into this ball game this afternoon.
Now, this complex is nice and stuff, Kevin. I'll be here all day Saturday, but it sounds like you'll probably be at a place a little bit bigger.
Take a look at this. Ooh, almost. Is it goal number 2? Cleared right out. As coming down the far side for the Lisbon Panthers was number 15, Josh Woods, who had the assist. There's another one inside the box, and that's headed over. So another opportunity for the Panthers here early, as we're going to take a look at it on the instant replay. It was basically one-on-one with Woods and Digest, but he wasn't able to – he kind of miskicked it at the last second there, Butch, and was able to give Digest the opportunity to jump on the ball and interrupt that. So once again, a beautiful afternoon, a little bit of a breeze, not too cold here this afternoon for soccer. And we are hoping for a good one, that is for sure.
And obviously you can see when you look at both benches, the depth on that Lisbon team and the short bench over there on the Colebrook team. Obviously, Coach Poor mentioned that. He wants to wear them down. So we'll see where that comes into play because they are quick on those wings.
Lisbon again in the offensive end trying to make something happen. Woods kicks it outside.
And, you know, we're not broadcasting that today, Kevin. Very, very, very huge game behind us, this Lisbon-Colebrook girls.
That's a big game, yeah. That's a big game. Those Lisbon girls have been making some noise as well. And obviously Colebrook in the midst of things, too.
And, you know, the Lisbon girls, it might be the same case on their end of it. You know, if we were to talk to their coach, I think probably it's the same situation. They might be just a hair below the Gorhams and the – you know, and of course the whole question is going to be in D4 anyways on the girls' side is what, you know, Dairyfield. I mean, that Gabby Brummett is the real deal.
Yes, she is. Here's Cedric McKinnon. He's got it lined up with the left foot, and it's just going to go wide right. And he might actually got a piece of that. The keeper, Jacob Dean, he didn't really need to dive for that. It was wide right by about 3 or 4 feet. Ended up diving for it as we check it out on the NSN Instant Replay right here. Cedric McKinnon with the left-footed shot. It was about 5, 6... actually about 8 or 9 feet wide. And here's a corner kick opportunity for the Mohawks. Carpino kicks it in right off the foot of Cedric McKinnon. It's blocked there by the defense, so good job defensively. That's a nice shot right there. Good save made by Deem as Zavala put on a beautiful shot to the near side, and Deem dives to his left to make the save. Take a look at it right here on the NSN Instant Replay. Goes through a couple defenders. What a save right there to keep this game 1-0 in favor of the Panthers. Right back into it. Carpino, there's winning ahead in the air in the offensive zone. And Deem coming up big here, Butch. But this was all caused by him diving for that ball that was 8 or 9 feet outside, because now the Mohawks have had 2 opportunities on 2 straight corner kicks where he could have just let that ball go by him and hadn't taken the goal kick. So here it comes into the zone again. That one's put on by Hastings, but over the net and out of play. So Lisbon survives that push by the Mohawks, but those were 2 quality scoring chances right in a way. Right back to back for the Mohawks.
One of the things they talked about before the game, the Mohawk coaching staff, was the head. You know, if you had a chance to head the ball, Chris Land, perfect position. He was quite a bit taller than the competition. Just couldn't get it on goal.
Carpino in the midfield trying to send a Mohawk. Here's 2 Mohawks going after it, but Deem's going to get out there in plenty of time. That was Shearer as well as Garrett Purrington chasing that down for the boys in white. And Lisbon comes away as Deem is able to come out there and get there in time. Mohawks trying to get something offensively. They've definitely made their mark here in the last couple of minutes. Lisbon withheld it. And a push is called on the far side. Colebrook will retain possession. Cedric McKinnon takes the set piece, gets it up to Purrington. Purrington flicks it over to Shearer's way. Shearer with some room, kicks it right into the Lisbon defender, though. And the Lisbon defender will try to boot it out, but it doesn't. Miskicked it a little bit, and it will stay Mohawk ball as it was headed off of a Lisbon player on the far side.
I believe he was trying to chip that over the head, right? It seemed like, or just chip it over him.
Right. That's Hastings taking a throw in for the Mohawks. Tries to flip it in to Shearer, but it's headed out nicely in the backfield by Miles Barnes. McKinnon is going to try to set up Shearer. He gets it to Shearer. Shearer mistraps it a little bit, contains it back. Nice pass to Zavala. Zavala launches it over the net, though. I think Zavala in that opportunity, he had time to get it back down to his feet and then take a shot afterwards, but he decided to one-touch it and go, and it goes right over the net, obviously. Wide right and obviously too high. McKinnon gets through and wins that ball. A little push afterwards, though, on Trahan, and that'll go back Lisbon's way. Here with 20 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in this first half. 1-0 still in favor of the Panthers from Lisbon. Trahan gets it back after Cedric McKinnon won the head battle, but headed it to No Mohawks, as No Mohawks was able to get there. He sends it down the line to Pacino. Pacino chasing it. Gets chased down by a Mohawk defender. He makes his move, puts a cross on to the far side, a little too far out, though. Here comes Lisbon again, marking that up. A little shot on goal, not in time, as getting there in plenty of time is Digest. That shot was by Parker Thornton, who was the new starter that was added to the list just before game time. Game time decision, obviously.
can I tell you, that whole play was made by Nick Trahan. There was 2 or 3 beautiful individual moves right here to make that whole thing happen at the other end.
Trahan is obviously, as you just said, Butch, showing off his offensive abilities. And Coach Poor definitely mentioned that he was one of their top scorers thus far in this young season. Ooh, good job by that Lisbon defender over there on the far side. That was number 19 for the Panthers, Ethan Riggy, as Dean called him off because the Mohawks had a speedy guy up there. I couldn't get it. I think it was Shearer chasing that down, trying to put in goal number 1.
And obviously, that's a tough play for that fullback. And, you know, Dean, great job calling him off on that. That's one of the things Coach Poor wants to stay away from, defensive miscues.
McKinnon tries to get through a couple defenders and can't. It's taken away. Here comes Logan Trahan. He tries to make a move. Well defended by Hastings in the backfield. Hastings goes on the attack offensively. Tries to chip it into the middle. Ends up staying on the ground. It's booted out nicely by Barnes.
Now, Michael Hastings has had a rough year. Yesterday, he had a face mask on. He broke his nose in the White Mountain game. He was on crutches. He's still got an issue, but he's out there, you know, trying to play through it.
Good tackle in the midfield by Carpino. McKinnon tries to send Frizzell on the run, but it was headed out by the defense of the Panthers. Trahan, who's been all over the field here, obviously has 1 goal already from Woods on the opposite side. Frizzell settles it, gets it to Shearer. Shearer with lots of room. He's going to try to chip it back Frizzell's way, but nice defensive job in the backfield by Barnes. Again, we've heard his name a lot here early on.
And Cameron Frizzell scored a couple goals this year for the Mohawks.
Had a good year so far, I've heard. Very, very good year. Here's Pacino. He makes his move. He's got some space. Will he put the cross on? Takes a couple dribbles, puts the cross on. Harley Weir's there to deflect it out of bounds. And it's a good thing he deflected that out of bounds because behind Harley Weir was 3 orange shirts and only Michael Hastings as well as Digest waiting for that pass to come. So that was a good deflection by Harley Weir right there because it could have been easily 2-0 in favor of the Panthers. There were 3 orange shirts there in comparison to the 1 white shirt, Butch. That can't happen if you're a Mohawk fan. Here's the kick by Pacino under the far side. Unable to come up with it on the Panthers. They're still fighting for it, though. It's going to be a turned-on shot. Nice shot on the turnaround there by Zach Smith, but it went right into the hands of Digest. Digest has a nice punt. He's had a couple good punts go a long ways as he's trying to set up McKinnon. It somehow falls to McKinnon's feet. He's trying to send Purrington, but it was actually well defended from behind by Zach Smith again. Good thing because he had Purrington on a through pass, which I believe he was trying to do, but Smith caught him from behind and got a piece of it right on the back heel. Here's Trahan again. Trahan drops it back to Pacino. Pacino finds some space. He's got a lot of openings. He sends it inside to Smith. Smith back to Pacino. Pacino kicks it back into the lane. There's going to be a shot on goal by Woods, but Digest is there to pick up the save. So Lisbon with a couple of counters here offensively. A couple of opportunities, and the Mohawks have made the stops.
They never got a good foot on that, though, luckily for the Mohawks.
Yeah, definitely didn't get a foot on that a couple times. It was miskicked a couple times, so that is a good thing. Good point, Butch, for sure. Trahan trying to send it through to Woods. Can't. Deflected out by the boys in white. And here come the Mohawks on the attack again. That's Garrett Purrington. Purrington trying to make his move. Once again, he's normally the goalie for the Mohawks. You can see the cast on his left arm as he broke his left wrist, I believe, right?
Yep.
His left wrist.
Making a diving save down at White Mountain Regional. And I was watching it right behind the goal. And when he landed, I knew it wasn't good. Yeah.
Man, oh, man. Mohawks with a throw-in. They have a couple of substitutions coming in as well. That's thrown in by Shearer. He tries to get it into Purrington. Purrington heads it backwards. Tries to flick it into his teammates. No white shirts there. There's Lord tries to cross it in. And there is a steal by Trahan. He's all over the place. Les Lord, a young one again. He's a freshman, I believe. Correct, Butch?
Yes.
So another freshman in there for the Mohawks, Les Lord.
They are loaded with freshmen.
So a young class. Under 15 minutes remaining, 14:45, as you can see on our NSN scoreboard. Butch and I will be here for the halftime show as well, as we had an early start time here at the Colebrook Athletic Fields. About a 3:08 start time. Slated for 3 o'clock. As obviously a lot of festivities going on tonight here in Colebrook. Carpino trying to send in his teammates. There's Shearer. Shearer gets through. He's trying to cross it. Can't. And well defended in the backfield. Nicely done by Taryn Fontaine. As Shearer was pretty close to getting a cross on over to Garrett Perrington and possibly tying this game up.
Missed kick right there by Dylan Carpino. They had an offensive opportunity.
Here's Woods. Woods on the attack. Digest makes the decision to come out, and it's going to hurt him, I think. Good job defensively to get back, but it somehow gets in there. I don't know who's going to get the goal for that. I believe number 3, Gage Pacino, was the last orange shirt, to touch that. As we're going to get a look at it here on the NSN Instant Replay. There's the cross by Woods. It was initially shot by Pacino, then deflected off of a Mohawk shirt, then again off of a Mohawk shirt. So, yes, that's going to go to Pacino as it went off of 2 defenders. I'm not sure who the assist came from. I think Woods was the last one, although
I think
it
we
was
might
deflected.
find out right here, Kevin.
We're going to actually get that right here. Pacino, sorry about that. We've been pronouncing it Pacino the whole time. It's Pacino. And Pacino coming up with a big-time goal here for the Panthers and giving themselves a 2-0 lead late in this first half. Wow, that was an interesting goal.
And that might be unassisted because it did hit a couple
Yeah,
Mohawk defenders.
yeah, that's got to be unassisted. That is for sure.
And that whole play started down here on the miss kick, and they went in transition, and that's what those wings, they got it up.
Man, oh man, that is a tough one for the Mohawks there to get down 2-0. Now they've got a counter. They cannot afford to get down 3-0 here in this first half. 2-0 is definitely manageable for a comeback. Once again, obviously there, Digest made the decision quick, and I actually think it was the right decision.
I do too.
You know what I mean? He came out on the ball, and he made the decision quick. Mohawks had some shirts back. They just couldn't clear it out. They miskicked it a couple times trying to clear it out. And Lisbon stayed on it, and that's what you need to do. You need to stay on attacking the net. They did exactly that. Did Pacino, and he came through for his first goal of the afternoon.
Yeah, and Dad just actually got his hand on it a couple times, and it just ended out. It just kept bouncing around in there, and
Here comes another opportunity. Will be 3-0 almost, as I believe that was Trahan getting it over there to Pacino. That's the younger Trahan, too, I believe, Butch. And not coming through. Take a look at it here on the NSN Instant Replay. That's a cross right there. Gets by Dadges, and Pacino is almost there to track it down with his left foot, but couldn't knock it home.
In the last 2 or 3 minutes, they've been starting to beat that Mohawk defense.
That was Logan Trahan on the opposite side.
Number 12.
Who obviously is the younger brother of Nick Trahan. And Logan Trahan is wearing number 11 for the Panthers. There's Trahan again involved with Zavala. He comes up with it. He kicks it outside. And here come the Panthers again on the attack. That's Barnes. He's moved up. He kicks it up to Woods. Woods has an opening. He gets by and in. So another goal here for the Lisbon Panthers. 3-0 with 11:02 remaining off of the head of Woods. And we're going to take a look at it here on the NSN Instant Replay very shortly. That was Barnes that put the cross across to him. And Woods never stopped. He was initially, I believe, trying to head that down to his foot. We'll take a look at it here on the NSN Instant Replay. Here comes the cross right here. And check out Woods. He puts it down. He's just trying to settle it. And instead, it ends up going by Digest and into the goal, knocking it down. He had no intentions of trying to head that in, but he was trying to head that to the ground to his foot, and it ended up somehow going into the goal. So 2 awkward goals for the Lisbon Panthers here, but regardless, all that matters is that they went in, and it is 3-0.
And if you're the Mohawks, you can't stop playing now. You've got to keep going at it. You're down, but work your way back one at a time.
So Barnes gets up on the assist in the scoring category. He gets the assist to Woods. Woods now has an assist and a goal. Trahan with a goal and Pacino with a goal. Lisbon racking it up here early. They beat these Mohawks 4-0 on their home field earlier this year, and they're pretty close to matching that here in this first half alone, as we are now under 10 minutes remaining. If you could utilize some of your connections, I believe it says 0-0 over there for the girls' game Actually, we
does.
don't need the connections. We get the scoreboard operating this time. You mentioned that it doesn't operate when it's raining. So when it's obviously not raining today, so obviously both scoreboards are on. So we will be able to keep you updated on the girls' game behind us.
Can I rephrase that? When it sprinkles, it doesn't work.
When it sprinkles, it doesn't work. There we go. Gotta love technology, huh?
Yeah, we thought we were making advancements from putting those little pieces, those boards up on the.
Here's Trahan again. He's going to get it down to Barnes. Barnes kicks it. Well defended in the backfield. Toe kick, which is going to go away wide left. Put that down with his toe right there.
Nate Arsenal into the game for the Panthers.
So once again, 8:53 remaining now here in this first half. 3-0 lead for the Panthers as they have jumped all over these Mohawks early. And boy, oh boy, the Mohawks need a stop, not necessarily a stop. They need a goal, number one. Number two, they cannot afford to give up goal number 4 here in this first half if they have any intentions of coming back from this deficit here this afternoon.
You know, and one of the things that's really neat about it, there's still, a little less than 10 minutes left, 8.5 minutes in this first half. Coach Poor can go to his bench, get some kids in, get them some minutes out there.
Absolutely.
And, you got a 3-goal
nice
bulge
move
right here.
Nice move by Garrett Purrington, but you got to credit that Lisbon defense to collapse and get back. That was well defended by Josh Brooks, who got back there to deflect that because Garrett Purrington had a wide-open lane to the net and Dean. Let's see if the Mohawks can take advantage of this corner kick this time.
This is their 4th corner kick, so it isn't like they haven't had opportunities down near the net.
Carpino lifts that, but it's going to go out of bounds over the top of the net. And it will go back Lisbon's way. 7:50 remaining here in this first half. In a 3-0 ball game, still 0-0 at the girls' game. With a lot of soccer still left to play. You never know. These Mohawks do have some talented guys that can put the ball in the net if they choose to. Here comes Purrington. Speaking of talented, he gets into the lane, and it was deflected by the Lisbon defense, and out of there, a nice pass by Cedric McKinnon into the box.
I think that was Josh Brooks again.
Unfortunately for Purrington, Brooks was right there and was able to get the steal. Here come the Panthers again. Boy, they transition very, very well. Digest making a big decision. No hesitation whatsoever on that, getting out there to get that.
And that's a good thing because he's about 25 yards out of the goal.
You got that right.
Coach Poor talked about the short passing game. They still utilize that in that transition game, getting it up the field, but do they get it up there in a hurry?
Oh, yeah, they do. Other action here in the boys' soccer ranks this afternoon. Littleton and Gorham, boy, that's a big one.
Is that in Gorham today?
That's in Gorham today. And we will try to utilize some of your Berlin/Gorham connections over there, Butch, to see if you can get a score of that. I'm sure you have a couple people that might be watching that game. Obviously, that's on the girls' side, too. Berlin is playing down in Somersworth at the same time, so that rounds up. Woodsville's also playing Blue Mountain as well, so those are the other northern teams here this afternoon. And then the Berlin girls are playing against Newfound in field hockey.
That's a big game, too. That's a big rivalry, Berlin-Newfound.
I did not know that.
Coach Arguin,
learn something new every day.
Newfound's been one of the powers
now
in D3.
Is that a multiple sport rivalry, or is that just field hockey?
Basically field hockey.
Just field hockey? Okay. Another set piece here for the Mohawks. Cedric McKinnon setting up, trying to send, looks like Hastings. Hastings gets to it, misplays it a little bit. Barnes clears it out. Zavala tries to kick it back in, but can't. He's going to chip it back again, but Deem looks like he's going to get there. It's him and Hastings. It's deflected off of Deem, out of play, and there will be another corner kick here. I thought for sure Hastings was going to get to that, and Deem interrupted it just in time.
Well, it seemed like Hastings backed off at the last second, you know what I mean, and kind of backed off just a hair.
Yeah, taking a look at it right here on the NSN Instant Replay. No, it was actually Deem that backed off at the last second.
Okay.
Hastings actually made the rush at it. Here comes the kick right into it. Hastings tries to get a head on it, can't, and it's deflected out nicely by the defense for the Lisbon Panthers.
Down to that on this end in front of that Lisbon net, the Mohawks have to win some of those balls. They're not winning them. They're kind of backing off and letting Lisbon take the ball and start their transition game. You got to win some of these.
Speaking of taking the ball, look at that. Garrett Purrington takes the ball right away from the Lisbon defense and boots it, but just a little wide left. And another goal kick here for Lisbon.
4:45 left. in this first half. Still 0-0 on the other field. I wonder if Coach Trevor Howard might be watching that Littleton Gorham boys game.
Michael Hastings wins the ball at the midfield here for the Mohawks, as they got to get a goal here this half. I believe they do. They've made some noise. They've gotten in there. They've had a couple of opportunities. They just haven't been able to knock it down. Here's a chip. Nice chip over to the head of Hastings, but what a save by Deem. What a save by Deem right there. He had that red big time right from the get-go. Producer Kyle Grover working on the instant replay for us right now. Take a look at it. Here's Cedric McKinnon setting up. He kicks it right into the lane, right into the box, and there's Hastings with a perfectly placed head, but Deem right there making the save. Butch, that was going in, and Deem made a huge save. Carpino lifts up the corner kick. Gets it over, tries to get it over to Purrington. Purrington heads it back down to his foot, tries to cross it back to Shearer. Shearer blasts a shot, but it was deflected out by the Lisbon defense.
I mean, another Mohawk throw-in.
Wow.
3:32 left here in this first half. 3-0. Lisbon with the lead.
Nice throw right there. That's deflected back. Oh, good thing. Good thing there was an orange shirt right there, because that had Dean fooled a little bit. There was nobody there. I believe that went right into the lap of number 5, Tyler Cathan. No, excuse me, Miles Barnes. Miles Barnes was the one that went right into the lap of.
Nice
There's a shot
by Michael Hastings.
by Hastings, but it was going to end up going a little wide right. Dean gets there to knock it down, as we are now under 3 minutes. I'm assuming this scoreboard will operate the same as the rest of the scoreboards. It'll stop with 2 minutes left, as the official time is kept on the field. Hastings takes it away up front from Woods. Loses it a little bit, though. Woods gets it back, as he's going to try a through pass over to Pequeno. Pequeno trying to make a move. Good hustle by the Mohawks. By Crawford getting back and taking that away. Nice hustle.
It was a good thing, because Chris Land didn't appear to be getting back there in any sense of urgency, and Pequeno was going to go in one-on-one with Adjust. So good move by Adam Crawford to get back there and help out. They have a nose for the goal, these Lisbon Panthers. When they have a chance down on that end, they go for it.
So we are approaching 2 minutes remaining, 2:12, as you can see on the NSN scoreboard. Has been trying to pack on another goal. The Mohawks, they've been close, but they're trying as well to cut this lead in half, not in half, but cut this lead down a little bit here. Hastings with a good throw inside to Garrett Purrington. Purrington tries to get it over to Shearer, but it's interrupted by the defense of the Panthers. Under 2 minutes remaining. Once again, the official time is kept on the field, so the clock stops at 2 minutes.
And it did, Kevin.
And it stopped perfectly. Whoever's running that scoreboard is doing a fantastic job.
Could be Coach Bedard. He's over there on the other side.
Here's Woods. Woods has a little bit of room, waiting for some orange shirts to get up around him. Woods in the middle. McKinnon gets over there and interrupts it. There's a cross into the lane. Trahan gets a head on it. Pequeno trying to follow it down, and it's going to go out of bounds. Nice job by Digest to let that roll, as he's going to set up a goal kick here for the Mohawks as they try to put one more or a couple more pushes into that defensive box of the Panthers. Still 0-0 in the girls' game as well. Shearer almost gets by, nicely defended in the backfield. Barnes again, chipping it into the zone. Here comes Digest. He comes out and gets there just before Pequeno. And this seems to happen to us once a game. There is no number 23 on the roster that was given to us. So, Butch, if you could try to work on getting the name for number 23 for us, that would be fantastic, because he's the one that made it. Here we go.
It's Dylan Nightingale.
There we go, Dylan Nightingale. So I will write that down on mine. The original one that was given, because I remember they had to make a change, so I'm assuming they made additions to that roster that was given to us before. Here comes Carpino. Carpino gets it taken away by Woods. Woods trying to chip it to Pequeno. It goes by everybody. Pequeno trying to chase it down before it goes out of bounds. Gets there just in time. No, actually it's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to stay. It's going to go back Mohawks' way. Got to be around the 30-second mark here. Hastings trying to send up McKinnon. McKinnon settles. Immediately covered by Woods. He's trying to send it up to Purrington. Purrington settles it, trying to get it over to Zavala. Zavala back to Purrington. Purrington trying to make a move. Well defended, though, by Josh Brooks.
That was a good job defensively right there.
Very nice move by Josh Brooks again, too, after the defensive play to get it up the wing. Carpino kicks it right back into the offensive end for the Mohawks. Right back to Brooks. Brooks trying to get something going, as we have got to be pretty close to the end of this half here now. There's Nick Trahan. No, excuse me. That's going to be crossed over right onto the head of Pequeno, but right there is Digest. And boy, oh boy, a big sigh of relief from the Colebrook crowd as Digest was able to get there just in time off of the head of Pequeno. Nightingale heads that right back out. Mohawks coming out with it. Shearer on the sideline trying to send something. Doesn't. Right off the backside of Nightingale. And there'll be one more throw-in. They get it into McKinnon. McKinnon has a little bit of space. Drops it back to Shearer. Shearer puts a chip on into the box. McKinnon going after it. Gets by Deem, but it's booted out by Woods. No white shirts down there with Cedric McKinnon, though. And Lisbon is able to clear that out before any damage is done.
And Mohawks trying to get that throw in here. That's right down to the end.
3 seconds left, I believe, is what it was said. And there is the final whistle, the end to the first half here. Lisbon jumps on top 3-0 on 3 quick goals, all basically back-to-back. They're right around the midway point of this first half, the beginning of the first half, and then obviously a late one right around, I believe, 8 minutes or so remaining. 11 minutes remaining. So Lisbon jumps up 3-0 in a big game here on the road against the Academy Mohawks. We're going to take a break, and when we return, we will have our halftime show right here on NSN.
At Waystack Frizzell, we've built our reputation one case at a time, one client at a time.
For over 41 years, the Waystack Frizzell law firm has been representing people in legal crises. Most often that involves personal injury cases, but might also involve an estate, a criminal matter, or a family law matter, among others.
They not only cared about the legal process, but they cared for my family and I in a time of need. They helped us through one of the hardest times of our life. I was very happy with the result of my case because it not only gave me closure, but my family closure to a tragic accident.
Waystack Frizzell and their whole staff never treated me like I was just another client. They treated me like I was a person that was very important to them, and they wanted to fight for me till the end, and they did.
We have the experience and know-how to help you and your loved ones during a moment of crisis. Ask around and make the right choice.
Looking for a delicious home-cooked meal at an affordable price? Then check out the Wilderness Restaurant and Cedar Lounge on Main Street in Colebrook, New Hampshire. They offer breakfast, lunch, and dinners 7 days a week, and you can always catch your favorite teams on the big screen TVs. The restaurant section is open Monday through Saturday, 4 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Sundays from 5 a.m. till 8 p.m. The lounge is also open 7 days a week, Monday through Thursday, 4 p.m. to close, and Friday through Sunday, noon to close. Give them a call at 603-237-8779 or stop in to the Wilderness Restaurant and Cedar Lounge.
Big Apple's the best place in northern New England to gas up and score wicked good deals on coffee, snacks, energy drinks, and more. Did you know you can purchase a CN Brown gift card at your local Big Apple as well? This makes a wicked good gift during the holidays, birthdays, the list goes on and on. Stop by your Big Apple and find a deal today. At CN Brown, we care about our customers, and we care about keeping them warm. We know how long and cold winters can be in northern New England, so we allow 30 days to pay and offer discounts to senior citizens, as well as welcoming LIHEAP customers. We offer propane service in Colebrook, Lancaster, and Berlin, as well as wood pellet service in Colebrook and Lancaster. And we encourage auto delivery. Visit our website, cnbrown.com, to find the location that services you. Start enjoying savings and service from the people who care about keeping you warm.
The Colebrook Copy Center on Bridge Street in Colebrook, New Hampshire is your North Country's full-service copy center. From back services to photo restoration, enlargements, reductions, laminations, and bindings, the Colebrook Copy Center can help you with all of your design services. Come on down and visit Darlene and everyone at the Colebrook Copy Center or give them a call at 603-237-0999. Best of luck to all the area's athletic teams.
Everything you need to stay informed about community events, town and school governments, the local business scene, student activities, and high school sports can be found in the pages of the News and Sentinel, the North Country's trusted hometown paper since 1870. Their dedicated staff provides the area with comprehensive news coverage and door-to-door advertising service, giving their all to produce a great paper week in and week out. To start a subscription or promote your business, stop by their office at 6 Bridge Street in downtown Colebrook, New Hampshire. Give them a call at 603-237-5501 or visit them online, colebrooknewsandsentinel.com. To find your community news from all around your area, check out the Northwoods Weekly, arriving every Friday in every mailbox from Whitefield north to Pittsburgh and from Errol west to Island Pond. The free Northwoods Weekly can also be found on newsstands in Littleton, Berlin, and Gorham, and online at northwoodsweekly.com. Schools, clubs, and community groups are always welcome to submit news articles and photos to promote their events and activities. Businesses can market their products and services in 15,000 papers by calling the Northwoods Weekly's friendly staff, ready to assist you at 603-237-5501.
WMCC is a great place to be.
Everyone here makes learning fun. It's such a friendly environment.
In high school, I was the type of person to keep to myself. Here at WMCC, I spent a lot of my time getting involved in everything that they have to offer.
Life is a learning experience, and what better place to learn than here?
My education at WMCC was affordable, credible, and incredible. I couldn't think of another place that I'd want to be.
I've found myself here, and so can you.
Watching your favorite team just got easier. All of the great NSN content, including live video streams, just a click away when you download the new NSN app, powered by LaValley's Home Center and Anderson Windows and Doors.
When you're replacing windows in your home, Anderson 400 series windows give you more. More selection, more performance, more confidence. All from the most trusted name in windows. It's no wonder they're in more homes than any other window. Anderson 400 series windows and doors. We make replacement solutions happen.
The NSN app, powered by LaValley's Home Center and Anderson Windows and Doors, is available for iPhone, iPad, and Android devices. Search Northeast Sports Network in the App Store or Google Play and start enjoying NSN at the touch of a button from anywhere. Purchase this game and many more from the NSN DVD store. Go to www.nsnsports.net/shop.
At the Autosaver Group, we believe buying a car should be a pleasurable experience.
Stress-free and easy.
We know you've done your research.
That's why we do our homework too, monitoring the competition so we can sell our vehicles at the best prices, period.
A lot of our business is referrals.
That's because our family of 400 employees treat you like their own.
The best endorsement we can think of is a happy customer.
Now that's a big deal.
And welcome back, everybody, to the halftime show here on the Northeast Sports Network. As you can see on the NSN scoreboard, halftime score of Lisbon 3, Colebrook nothing. 2 funky goals by the Lisbon Panthers here this afternoon. But, hey, the job was done. Butch, before we get into our analysis of the first half, you've got some stats for us.
I do. Hey, the first half, shots on goal. Lisbon had 9 shots on the Colebrook net and Dylan Dadges. Colebrook had 6 shots. Goalkeeper saves. Josh Deem had 5 in the Lisbon. Jacob Deem, I'm sorry, in the Lisbon net, and Dylan Dadges had 5 saves in the Colebrook net. Corner kicks. You know, when you look at this edge right here, and that's one of the things that Coach Call talked about, you need to take advantage of offensive opportunities. Mohawk, 6 corner kicks in the first half, no goals. Lisbon, 1 corner kick. You know, so Lisbon took advantage of their opportunities. Colebrook didn't.
You're exactly right. Because Colebrook, we were just talking with Tim Purrington from TransCanada here while on the commercial break, and we did mention that Colebrook has had opportunities. You said it exactly right. Lisbon's just knocked down the door and taken advantage of their opportunities, but Colebrook hasn't. And when you have limited scoring opportunities, such as a team like Colebrook, you need to take advantage of those opportunities and take advantage of them multiple times, especially against a tough team like this.
Well,
Lisbon team.
and this is one of those things. You have those set pieces. You can see where kids, and we say it all the time, and I know there's parents that get upset about it because the world's too busy. It wasn't when you played. This is when the kids doing some stuff on their own comes into play, and we say this every single game. They're down there, and you can see just some of the soccer skills in front of the net. It's not there yet. Right. They're young. It's stuff they need to work on. Coach Call was working on it last night. He was working on it practice at Friday when I was here. So he is, trying to get these kids. And of course, obviously, the big thing is scoring a goal. Scoring a goal makes all the difference in the world. So hopefully in this second half, we'd like to see them score a goal and maybe get this thing going.
Couldn't have said it any better, Butch. We are now ready for this halftime show to come to a conclusion. And we've got a half of soccer left to play. If you're the Mohawks right now, you definitely have to make sure that you get a goal quick. You know what I mean? If you get a goal quick, then and get this back to a two-goal deficit, you could be in good shape. We do have an we do have an update on the other game. It is 0-0 still over there.
The scoreboard's wrong, Kevin. Lisbon scored.
It is
so
1-0 Lisbon.
I believe,
okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for that update in favor of the Lisbon girls, obviously, as Butch just mentioned. So a big opportunity for those Lisbon girls to make some noise. They've been doing very, very well this year, too. Here comes, Trahan again. Trahan on the near side. That gets taken away by the Colebrook defense on our near side.
Good play by Adam Crawford again. And one of the things Coach Call told me, Adam Crawford's a very smart defensive player. He seems to know where to be out there, which we saw in the first half on that defensive play he made.
It's going to be a goal kick here for the Mohawks, as setting up is Dylan Digest to take the goal kick for the Academy. It's one in the middle by Trahan. Nicely done by Logan Trahan. He gets it up to Nick Trahan. He's going to get a shot on goal. It's to the left side and onto the foot of Pequeno, and it is 4-0 here, 2 minutes into the second half. What a play. The ball was won by the smallest guy on the field, Logan Trahan. He headed it and ended up going right to his brother, Nick Trahan, and Trahan put it right across to Pequeno, and Pequeno put it home.
Beautiful goal.
Absolutely. 4-0 Lisbon here on the road. They have put on an absolute clinic on this Mohawk squad this afternoon, as they have scored 4 goals, equaling what they did against the Mohawks earlier in this season. So Pequeno with a big goal. And Woods takes down Hastings. Hastings kind of got up gingerly there. Hopefully he's okay. He's running back into the mix of things.
He is limping.
The Mohawks need a goal. Take a look at this on the NSN instant replay right there, as action right in front of Dean, as you saw the last replay of the last goal, as Pequeno set up his teammate with a nice goal. Excuse me, Trahan set up Pequeno with a nice goal. So 37-20 remaining now. A quick start for this Lisbon squad in this second half. And if you're the Mohawks, as we mentioned, that is exactly the opposite of what you needed here this afternoon on your home field before you're heading into your homecoming matchup with your arch rival. There's Harley Weir on the weak side. He gets tripped down from behind. The Mohawks will retain possession. Cedric McKinnon in the midfield. Sends it up to Garrett Purrington. Michael Hastings is up there too. He's got room. Trying to make a move and get a shot on. Well defended by the Lisbon defense. Excuse me. That was Josh Brooks in the backfield. Hastings takes the throw in. He'll try to set up McKinnon. Well defended again. I believe that time was Barnes. Nick Trahan trying to get by Harley Weir.
Harley Weir's had some good minutes today for the Mohawks.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. He's definitely holding Trahan there very, very well. But he sends Logan Trahan down the wing. Interrupted by the Mohawk defense, kicked out of bounds. Lisbon will keep possession. The throw in by Logan Trahan finds Woods. Woods gets it back. Here's the cross. Deflected by 2 Mohawks. Interrupting that is Carpino. Carpino trying to make his move. Kicks it out of the zone. There's Thornton. Thornton gets through a couple of white shirts. Tries to send Pequeno again on the far side, but can't. Back and forth goes this Lisbon squad in terms of the head. Zach Smith is now up there trying to make something happen. He gets it outside to Pequeno. Pequeno back and forth. That one's chipped into the zone. And coming up with it easily is Digest. That was kicked into the zone by number 16 for the Lisbon Panthers. That was Rompery.
And you can see on some of those balls right in here, you know, Mohawks are young.
Yeah, they come with an opportunity, but
right there.
Shearer's done that twice now. He's had a lane to the net, and he's decided to take the I want to kick it as hard as I can route instead of positioning himself, carrying it in a couple more touches, maybe setting up a cross or putting on a shot, and instead he's blasted it over the net. He did it twice down here, so 3 times thus far. But if he's able to get open like that, as soon as he understands that, if he can just slow himself down and create the angle, Butch, he might have a couple goals.
Oh, absolutely.
There's Pequeno again on the far side. He's got some room. Speaking of taking a couple of dribbles, as we just mentioned, there wasn't a more perfect situation to happen in terms of what just happened for the Mohawks than right there. Take a look at it. See, this is right there, right around there is where Shearer blasted it over the net. Pequeno took a couple of more dribbles and ended up trying to cross it to his teammate. It was right there, but no orange shirt.
And I'll tell you what,
that's
that
exactly
was
what
just ahead of Logan Trahan.
Yeah.
We're talking 5-0 here.
That's what has to happen for Shearer in those situations. That's the perfect example of what needs to happen. Let's see if he can do it this time. Nice move as he gets it by his defender, loses it briefly, gets it back down into the area. It's going to be a corner kick actually too, so that worked out. Nicely done by Shearer on the far side to keep busting tail.
This will be the 7th corner kick of the day, the Mohawks.
It's actually going to be a set piece. It was a whistle before it went out of bounds.
It must have been on the trip right up there.
McKinnon with a cross into the lane. No white shirts there. Actually, 2 white shirts now. There's Hastings with a head into the backside, but nobody there on the counter. Coming up with it is Dean. But Hastings and Purrington were there for the Mohawks. Hastings was able to get a head on it. The second good head of the game by Hastings in the 6-yard box. Nice pass over to Trahan, but Woods is going to get there one-on-one, 5-0. Wow. As Pequeno sets him up again, and Woods comes over, takes it from the Mohawk defense, 1-on-1, actually 2-on-0 with Digest, and makes it a 5-0 ball game in favor of Lisbon. Producer Kyle Grover queuing up the replay for us right now. Here it is on the NSN Instant Replay. It was a 2-on-1 opportunity, and they knocked it down. That is huge for Lisbon if you're able to get your guys some rest here this afternoon. Obviously, Coach Poor wasn't anticipating them having a rest here this afternoon. He's anticipating a good matchup, but his team has came ready to go, and they've put the hammer to these Mohawks.
And, you know, they've scored 2 second-half goals, 2 goals in 7 minutes.
There's a lot of soccer left to play. So now you've got to stop the bleeding if you're the Academy. Obviously been a rough matchup here this afternoon for them. Substitutions here for both squads. And it looks like he's getting his backup goaltender warmed up too, is Les Poor. And I agree with that. When you got a lead like this, get your boys some minutes.
And as you know, because this time of year, we're into almost the second week of October. You know, those nagging injuries and stuff, a good time to get them to get a break. Do they play tomorrow, Kevin?
No, they don't play until Groveton next week. Here comes the Panthers again on the attack. It's going to be 6-0. Oh, getting there just in time was Digest. Just in time, as chasing that down was Zach Smith. Zach Smith almost had himself a goal here this afternoon. Nicely done by Digest to get out there. Here come the attack again. Nice shot. But Dylan Digest comes up with another save.
That shot was by Nate Arsenault.
Nate Arsenault with a nice shot to the far side. McKinnon gets in front, tries to steal that from Thornton and does. He's trying to send Shearer. He sends Shearer to the far side. Shearer trying to settle it down, but well defended in the backfield. Nicely defended in the backfield by Romprey. There'll be another whistle, though, but so the Mohawks will take a look at this last shot right here, as that was right there, point blank. Just getting there in time was Digest. And there goes the direct kick by Cedric McKinnon right into the hands of Dean. And there will be a goalkeeper substitution. So you're going to have to utilize your connections here. That's going to hit the top of us. Go right back.
Pretty good save right behind us there.
Absolutely. There's going to be a substitution in net, so we're going to have to utilize your connections to get the name there because there's not a backup goalie on our roster. So we'll have to see who will be substituting in for Deem here as time ticks. Here comes Hastings. Hastings trying to get it back. It's stolen by the Lisbon defense. Nicely done in the backfield by number 2, Josh Brooks. Brooks trying to send his teammates. Gets it up. That was Cathan. Cathan had a brief opportunity. He was trying to get it over to the sideline, but couldn't. He's trying to send Jake McCormick. Mohawks will have a free kick, as obviously they were caught off sides. As 3 Lisbon substitutes await to come in here for the second half action, one of them being a goalkeeper who we are working on the name for because we don't have a backup goalkeeper on our roster. And we do now have it. Carpino gets taken down. Another. Keegan Burke is actually going to be the substitution in net here for the Panthers. As we were able to get a Lisbon fan to let us know that, and we thank him very, very much. So there'll be a throw-in here for the Mohawks as Keegan Burke is awaiting to come in to replace Deem. As Butch is coming back with the official information that I just got from the fan right next door to us.
Hey, I got official information, and I was also inquiring. We want some cell service down there. I don't know how much pull we got. Can you talk to our CEO Eric Berry and ever make a couple calls and see if we can get? So we want to get down there and do some games for these kids.
Absolutely, because this Lisbon team is very, very fun to watch, and it would be nice to be able to get a game or two at their home field, but it's just physically impossible right now to do that. That's a nice kick over to Cedric McKinnon, but he heads that out of bounds. Once again,
corner kick by Garrett Perrington.
There's no cell phone service in Lisbon A, and B, there's no internet connection near the field. As we take a look at it on the last instant, that last corner kick on our NSN instant replay. .57:55 remaining now here in this second half. Shearer tries to get the ball down the wing for his Mohawks, but ends up tripping, I believe, on the way there. No call made. So Lisbon will retain possession.
Kevin, what is it, 27?
27-40. Yep. So here come the Panthers again on the attack. The substitution has been made in net. Keegan Burke is now in net for the Lisbon Panthers. Job well done by Dean because, let's be honest, in that first half, Butch, the Mohawks had some opportunities. They had 3 or 4 of them where they just couldn't knock down the door. And Dean come up big, especially on that head by Michael Hastings, which was inches away from going in.
And the header by Chris Landy made the save on in the first half, too.
Here comes Trahan. He's open, 6-0. Oh, he misplayed it, and he gets it by him again. 6-0 as Trahan finds the back of the net for the second time this afternoon for the Panthers. And it is now 6-0, and the rout has began here at the Colebrook Athletic Fields. Lisbon putting on an absolute clinic on these Mohawks. Take a look at the speed, the burst of speed by Trahan right there. Opens up, blows it right by Digest. It is 6-0 in favor of the road team.
And Trahan's going to get a break and a good break. He's had a heck of a day here this afternoon.
Yeah,
Pequeno.
Good point, Butch. Good point. He's had a heck of a day. They've controlled the midfield. They've controlled the front line. And, hey, it shows on the scoreboard. 6-0 in favor of Lisbon. What a game for these boys in orange this afternoon. They have came ready to go. And I'm telling you right now, I'd like to get another look at them later in the year, Butch. Because obviously, you know, they're in the mix of things with Woodsville and Gorham and Littleton. And boy, oh boy, I'm telling you right now, those teams, especially down south too, if they're watching right now, trying to get a scouting report on these Lisbon Panthers. Obviously, if they're sitting around that 7 seed or that 8 seed, you know, something around there, you got to be saying to yourself, man, oh man, we got a bad draw, because they are talented. There's Arsenal again with a shot. Another shot. Blast that one.
Chris Land might have dribbled that down to his foot.
And I hear the crowd cheering. I'm not sure if that's the Colebrook crowd or the Lisbon crowd behind us. Either way, the second goal of the game has been scored on the girls' side, so we'll get you a score update on that end. Digest takes a goal kick, knocks it out into play. Arsenal's there with Zavala. Good battle going on. Hastings tries to settle it. He's got Shearer. He knocks it down to Shearer. Shearer tries to make a move. Couple moves. Gets through a couple defenders. Keeps hustling. Nice play. Carpino gets over there. He's knocked down. No call. That comes outside the 18-yard box. Cleared back to Hastings. Hastings puts a shot on net and just far left. And
pretty good little offensive rush right there for Colebrook.
Offsides was called, I believe, on that.
I think it was.
So a second goal has been scored over there. It's 1-1 according to the scoreboard. So the Lady Mohawks have tied things up here in the second half, right behind us. Cedric McKinnon finds Purrington. Purrington trying to chip and set up his offense. Finds Hastings. Hastings tries to flick it back towards the defense, but can't. Ooh, nice play by the Mohawks to get up there. That was Crawford. As that sun is starting to dip into the eyes of Digest over there to our right. As he is already facing a 6-goal deficit. Obviously not all his fault. This Lisbon offense is potent, and it's caught this Mohawk defense off guard. Here comes Hastings. Hastings tries to make a move, puts it on with his left foot, deflected. That's going to go in front of the net and out of play. There will be a corner kick here for the Mohawks. Are they winning the corner kick battle right now?
Are they winning 9-1?
They've had 9 corner kicks in comparison to 1 for Lisbon, and they just haven't been able to get, as you're taking out that last play, they just haven't been able to put one home. So Garrett Purrington will be taking this corner kick for the Mohawks. Kicks it right into the zone. There's Hastings with the head and knocks it home. He is doing fantastic with those headers. He's had a couple of opportunities off of the foot from Garrett Purrington right onto the head of Michael Hastings. 6-1. Fantastic goal for the Mohawks here about midway through this second half. We're going to take a look at it on the NSN Instant Replay. Here's the kick by Garrett Purrington right onto the head of Michael Hastings, and he knocks it home. Nice goal.
You know, and what you hope now, they feed off that, and they keep playing. Because you could see a little bit of frustration showing out there. Kids starting to hang heads a little bit in 2 or 3 instances, and now hopefully this goal will get them back up.
I hate to be negative Nancy here too, Butch, but he was the only white shirt around. You know what I mean? There was, and he got up there. He got up there over all of the. They've got to get more than one shirt up there. You know what I mean? White shirt to on those corner kicks. Obviously, Hastings is who you're going to be aiming for, and he's got the athletic ability. He can get up there and jump, but you've got to have some other people just in case he misheads it. You know what I mean? Or puts it towards the ground, or towards the keeper. And the keeper misplays it. There were no other white shirts around.
Well, and I got to tell you, I've had the privilege of coaching Michael in baseball, along with Cedric McKinnon, who is seniors, and Dylan Digest. And those are 3 of the hardest workers you're going to find anywhere. And Hastings has actually picked it up a notch this second half, like saying, you know what, we're not going to get blown out if I have anything to do with it. And that's what you got to have for senior leadership. Because the facts are the facts. They're a young team, and
there's going to be another substitution here for the Mohawks. There will be a goaltender substitution. Dylan Digest is going to come out, and Cameron Frizzell is going to.
Yes.
I think he tried to get the goalkeeper stuff from Digest. Digest just ran off the field. So Cameron Frizzell is going to have to go chase him, get the goalkeeper stuff. Digest looks frustrated. Not really sure what he's frustrated. He hasn't really had a bad game. He's had 0 opportunity to stop either one of those shots. So Cameron Frizzell will be taking Dylan Digest's spot in net. Digest is obviously going to come out, try to provide some sort of an offensive spark for the Mohawks. Here with 21:30 remaining in this second half in a 6-1 deficit. Hey, you never know. You're able to get a couple goals here in the next 5 minutes or so, knock this down to 6-3, and then work from the 15-minute mark forward. You never know if you're the Mohawks.
I'm going to try to run over here and just see how much time's left in this girls' game. 1-1,
Butch
Kevin.
will be checking that out for us. 21:30 remaining here in this broadcast. Cameron Frizzell, the new goaltender for the Mohawks. Dylan Digest coming in up front. He's going to substitute for Carpino, and that will end his afternoon in net. So a little long substitution here. Crawford takes the throw in, tries to get it over to McKinnon. Trahan wins the battle, finds Thornton, and Thornton will send down the wing. Crawford wins that battle. Taken down. As going at it was Arsenal with Crawford over there to our right on the right wing. Garrett Purrington trying to boot that up to Cedric McKinnon. Goes off of the head. Actually, yeah, I was gonna say it's Lisbon ball now. That's a throw in. That's headed right back our way. Almost over to the cameraman, Brian White. As time is ticking, we're approaching the midway point here in this second half. Here's Hastings, who had the first goal. He's got room. Nice play in the backfield by Brooks. Brooks has some space. Going to try to make his move. Gets by one Colebrook defender. Tries to send it down the wing on the far side to his teammate. That's kicked right back in. No chance. Kick that outside to Jake McCormick. McCormick right again in the middle of it. Harley Weir's able to kick it out. Thornton misplays it a little bit. Digest is going to get to the spot first. He's going down the left wing for the Mohawks, trying to make a move. Nice play by Thornton defensively. Digest tries to find Zavala, but Logan Trahan's there to interrupt. Crawford tries to clear it back into the zone, but miskicks it out of bounds. And Lisbon will retain possession. Zabala and Crawford trying to clear that out. Finds Trahan. Trahan kicking it back into the zone. Back there was Dagan Riff for the Mohawks. Here comes Trahan again. Riff again was able to knock it out. Sends it up to Cedric McKinnon. McKinnon looks to Hastings. Little 1-2 punch back to McKinnon. McKinnon with some space. He's got a lot of it. Tries a through pass to Hastings. Cleared out nicely by Brooks. As Digest will get over there. Try to make a play on it. It's going to stay white ball. Substitution is coming in at the same time. That'll be Carpino.
Okay, Kevin, the score over there is 1-1. Lisbon had a 1-0 lead. Colebrook tied it. None of the connections knew who scored for either team, but we know it's tied 1-1. Nor they didn't know how much time's left, but they're still playing, so that's good.
I'd imagine it's about 8 minutes or so, because it's about 10 minutes ahead of this game.
Yeah.
Ahead of this game. So that's going to be an exciting end. We'll keep you viewers posted on that as well. Here's McCormick on the far side, being guarded by Harley Weir. Nice move by McCormick. Weir ends up kicking it out of bounds. So there will be a corner kick.
Second corner kick of the day.
Just the second. That's shocking to me. The Mohawks with 9 corner kicks in comparison to 2 for Lisbon, and Lisbon has a 6-1 lead. That's a crazy stat right there. Here comes the corner kick lifted into the zone. That goes over Cameron Frizzell's head and into the net. And that's going to be scored by the guy who kicked the corner kick and running towards us. An excellent goal up there for the Lisbon Panthers. And number 5 for the Lisbon Panthers. I'm looking here at the roster. I'm trying to find number 5 here for the Lisbon Panthers. What is going on here? And Butch, we might have to go. Tyler Cathan. There we go. We found it right there. Boom. Tyler Cathan, take a look at this shot on the NSN Instant Replay. A perfectly placed corner kick right into the back right-hand corner. Ooh, watch out. Lots of collisions here in the midfield. That was McKinnon as well as Trahan. Tyler Cathan with a beautiful corner kick. They've had, and Butch, once again, you talk about taking advantage of your opportunities, okay? Ooh, watch out. That could have been a broken leg right there. Watch out. Full speed ahead comes Arsenal against Crawford. Crawford almost got his leg taken right off. Here we go. Mohawks get it back. But you talk about taking advantage of your opportunities, Butch. Lisbon has had 2 opportunities on corner kicks, and they scored on one of them. The Mohawks have had 9 and have scored on one of them. Talk about percentages.
And, that's the – we hear from coaches game after game after game. Take advantage of your set pieces. And the Panthers have.
Beautiful corner kick by Tyler Cathan to give the Panthers a 7-1 lead.
Did he get any hands on it at all? Because it looked like it went right through his hands.
I think so. I think he got a piece of it. Ooh, that's miskicked into the back, but there is Cameron Frizzell to make the save. Good urgency by Cameron Frizzell to come up with that, because that very easily could have been an own goal.
Oh, that's Dylan Dadros out there. We've only seen him in the net.
Yeah, when you were getting the info on the girls' game, here comes Michael Hastings. There's a boot, and just over the net. And he is down, and he looks like he is hurt again. Hopefully he is okay. Looks like it's his right leg. And he is limping around. Will they get a substitute in? I'm not sure. There's about 16-14 remaining. He's kind of walking it off. Take a look at it here on the NSN replay. Nice pass by Cedric McKinnon to Hastings. It's right there. It looks like the contact was made. Oh, right there after the shot. And hopefully he's okay. Yeah, when you were getting the information on the girls' game, Butch, they made the substitution, and there looks to be a goal scored.
Colebrook.
And I believe Colebrook, I see Colebrook fans cheering, as that is now 2-1. And good big game going over behind us. So 2-1 on the girls' side of things, 7-1 here. As time is ticking on these Mohawks to make a comeback of the century, shall we say. Down 7-1. It isn't. It is possible. Let's put it that way. Colebrook, the girls are 7-3, and the Lisbon girls are 7-5 here on the season, playing right behind us. And the last time those two teams played, the Mohawk girls won 1-0. So here comes Cedric McKinnon. He's got an opportunity, puts a shot on. Big save made in the back there for Lisbon. Nicely done.
But, here's the story again. McKinnon gets a shot, no white shirts anywhere.
Excellent save by Keegan Burke right there, diving to his left. Take a look at it right here on the NSN Instant Replay. Keegan Burke with a big-time save, as that was going in. And a big-time save made by Burke in net, as the 10th corner kick of the afternoon for the Mohawks is being kicked. Purrington kicks it in there, won by the Panthers, but it deflects onto a Mohawk foot. There's McKinnon trying to get a shot, but tripped up a little bit in the box, and Lisbon gets away. Here comes Trahan. Boy, he's got some speed. Trips over himself. Watch out. Almost. Oh, they're going to call a trip on the Mohawks. He actually tripped over the ball. And there's going to be a direct kick here for the Panthers right around the midfield area. Take a look at it right here. Yeah, he just tripped over the ball.
That's what I thought. I was going to say, they get going so fast.
I think the official was making an anticipation call, is what you like to say. As here's Nick Trahan, makes a couple moves, has an opening, puts a shot on, deflected, and Cameron Frizzell is right there to scoop it up.
I think Coach Ryan Call would take that call, though, right now, wouldn't he? Because he was gone one way or the other, whether it was the ball or one of the Mohawks that tripped him.
Yes, he was.
Ooh.
Kicked right over the net, out of play.
That didn't miss by much.
No, it didn't. 13:40 remaining now here in this second half. 7-1 score as we take a look at that last shot. Just going over the crossbar.
And, that was one of those situations that appeared that I don't know if goalkeeper Frizzell really knew what that was, because he was really nowhere near that.
Lisbon trying to extend on its 7-1 lead here and make their mark on this game even more. That one's coming our way and goes right on top of the net.
It's dangerous in here.
Dangerous in here it is. It has
been
today.
Boy, Malik McKinnon would help us so we don't get injured while we're doing the broadcast.
He doesn't want to help you out, Butch. Come on now. I bet you he'd laugh if that hit you right in the forehead.
I know he would.
There's a cross by Thornton. Harley Weir is right there to get in front of it. He tries to clear it out for the Mohawks.
And he does.
Nice play by Harley Weir in the box. Here comes Cedric McKinnon. McKinnon has some space.
And some speed.
Rompery gets back and defends him well. They find Digest. Digest gets it back to McKinnon. McKinnon with a shot, but just a little too high.
And you know, right there, that was the right idea.
Yep.
That was a good give and go, and McKinnon just shot it over the net.
You could see he tried to lay off it a little bit, too. He didn't try to completely blast it over the net. He tried to lay off it, and it just went a little too high. 12:06 remaining. As Lisbon has another goal kick, we'll try to keep you updated on the girls' game 2-1. Still no clue how much time's left over there. Digest trying to center it into McKinnon. McKinnon creates some space, puts a shot on that one, Butch. He tried to kill. And it went a little far right and a little high.
Yeah, that wasn't field goal material, was it?
No, it would have missed the field goal, too. Boy, a lot of kickers this year are missing field goals. It's unbelievable. I haven't seen it this bad in a long time.
Oh.
It's like you're kind of watching it. If you're a fan of that team in a close game, you're kind of watching it like, oh man, I hope he doesn't miss it that bad, because they are missing some field goals. Shearer tries to send Zavala. That's booted out nicely by the Lisbon defense. Good job once again by Josh Brooks, who's been solid back there all afternoon.
So that's a pretty good feeling when you make the hour-and-a-half road trip, Kev, and you get to sit the last 15 minutes because you've done your job.
Absolutely. It's a coach's dream. Whenever you're able to rest your guys and get your bench a number of minutes, you couldn't ask for more out of your team. Fantastic outing here by the Lisbon Panthers this afternoon, as they have basically showed these Colebrook Mohawks, hey, if you have any ambition of being in the top 8, this is what you're running up against. And Lisbon obviously trying to make their mark. And I agree with Coach Poore. You know, he said he likes Woods. He says he is a step maybe or two behind. He feels, in his opinion, Woodsville, Gorham, and Littleton, as that one almost knocked in by McKinnon. And we both made that point, Butch, in a prior broadcast, that we felt that those 3 teams were up there, and then Lisbon was right behind them. But I'm telling you right now, they're well coached, and they're battlers. They hustle. And to combine those 2 factors with their talent that they have, obviously, I have a feeling these guys are going to be making some noise in the playoff. They're going to upset somebody.
I don't see them taking a backseat to any of those teams. I mean, they have some firepower up front.
Yeah.
Solid in net, and their backs do a good job.
Ooh, watch out as that one's blasted right off of the face. He gets right back up, though. It's put right into the zone. Played around with. McKinnon has an opportunity. He tries to get a shot on, but can't. Slips as he's putting a shot on. Hope the nose of, I believe I'm looking down there. That's number 19, Ethan Riggy.
He's holding it right now.
He's holding it. Boy, he took a shot right off the face. And then coming out was Keegan Burke, and 2 white shirts were around Burke, trying to kick that ball in, but couldn't. Trahan finds Arsenal, and he misplays it a little bit. Carpino will kick it out. Here comes Cedric McKinnon in the middle. Has some space, trying to through pass to Digest, but getting out there just in time is Burke.
Burke's been pretty active since he's been in.
Yes, he has. These are big minutes for him. You know what I mean? Any sort of minutes that you can get in a game like this, in a live varsity game, is key.
Wow.
Here's Arsenal. Sorry to interrupt you, Butch, as the play is going on, but now you can continue as that play is broken up nicely.
And you know, when you're talking, I mean, look last year with Littleton, when Ethan Ellingwood went down.
Yeah.
You know, that's a big stage for a kid that might be a freshman or whatever to come in and have to play. So, you know, you're absolutely right, Kevin. Any minutes for a younger goalie is huge.
At the varsity level is big. Looking down the road here in our Northern New Hampshire athletic coverage, next week on Tuesday, Butch and I will be in Profile as these same Mohawks take on the Profile Patriots and hope to come out with a better outing than what they did this afternoon. And then we got the big one, which will be, in my opinion, the game of the year up here in Northern New Hampshire to date, which will be already arch rivals, Woodsville and Littleton, playing each other in a big-time matchup, as those 2 are sitting at the top of the division. And we will have that matchup for you right here on the Northeast Sports Network, live from Remick Park in Littleton.
The production crew better get there early that day if we want a place to put a table, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that place is going to be packed. It's going to be packed. And talking about that game, right now Littleton is 10-1-1, sitting at the number 2 seed, and Woodsville is 8-1-1, sitting at the number 5 seed. And they both tied in their earlier matchup. That's going to be the game of the year up around here on Wednesday of next week. And then to end out that week, we'll be right back here in Colebrook for the Littleton girls and Colebrook girls matchup, which will be a good game as well. Both of those teams sitting around the 7, 8, 9, 10 mark in Division 4 rank, excuse me.
And strange things keep happening on that girls' side of things. I believe Woodsville lost just the other day here.
Did they?
Yeah, Littleton lost a game last week.
That would have been Woodsville's first loss. As here comes, oh, nice save by Frizzell. Cameron Frizzell coming up with a big save right there. Fantastic job. The Woodsville girls now have 2 losses, Butch, to further on your comment. They've actually lost to Gorham 3-0, and then they lost to Lisbon. They lost to these same Lisbon girls.
That's all right.
Yeah.
It was this week, wasn't it?
It was on the 6th. Yes, it was on Tuesday.
Yep, Tuesday.
Oh, look at Frizzell again with another big save in net for the Mohawks. As putting it, and number 5, you got to be looking. He's looking back at him. Cathan has had 2 shots right in a row, hard shots right at Cameron Frizzell, and he has came up with a big save both times. And after that second one, Butch, you kind of look back at him and man, what's going on? Making some big saves on me here. 5:50 remaining here, unofficially, obviously, in this game. As the time's just ticking away, as we take a look at this last play on our NSN replay, that was a heck of a shot. Actually, the second shot was actually by Arsenal, it looks like.
Yes. And Arsenal's had some good offensive opportunities in there.
You're exactly right. I was just going to say that. Take a look at the first one right here. A turnaround shot. Look at that. Boom. That was on Cathan right there. It's Cameron Frizzell coming up with 2 big saves, as we just saw on the NSN instant replay. I'm sure his father, John Frizzell, will be very, very happy. John Frizzell, in case you guys did not know, is a part owner of Waystack Frizzell Attorneys, who is a proud sponsor and a proud partner of NSN here for our Northern New Hampshire athletic coverage.
It's good work by Harley Weir at midfield.
Here's Cedric McKinnon. Through pass, trying to get it through to Johnny Shearer. Interrupted again by Brooks. Brooks is solid back there. We haven't said a lot about this Lisbon defense here today because of the fact that their offense has been on fire. But that Lisbon defense has been solid back there, too. Brooks tries to set up Arsenal. Arsenal tried to hold back, but gets called offsides.
4:35 left in the second half. 7-1, Lisbon lead. Oh, you're absolutely right, Kevin. You got Taryn Fontaine back there, Josh Brooks, Ethan Riggy. Obviously now there's other people in the game. Some of these guys are out, getting a well-deserved rest over there. When you score 7 goals in a high school soccer game, you've had a good afternoon.
You're doing something right. You got that right.
And when you give up 1 goal with the opportunities the Mohawks have had.
That's good, too. Absolutely.
Yeah. 10 corner kicks in the game.
And only 1 goal off of them. Digest runs through it. Nice cover there in the backfield, though. That was queued up in the backfield by Ethan Riggy.
And it appears that girls' game is over.
So unless there was a goal scored by the Lisbon Panthers, the Lady Mohawks have came away with a 2-1 victory right behind us. Big game for them, big win for them. As that will improve the Lady Mohawks record to 8-4, and they'll keep pace with Moultonborough in that 7-8 slot, range.
And I know that has nothing to do with this broadcast, but that will make our job easier at the pep rally tonight. One of these teams has won, so they might be a little bit more ramped up for Saturday. It's going to be a little bit tougher getting the boys' team ready, but they'll bounce back.
If you can't get fired up for your rivalry team, you shouldn't be playing sports. I'm going to be straight up honest with you.
Oh, so I agree.
There's Digest with a shot that's going to go over. That one would have been good.
Well, it's your friend Dave Colby and I that got to get him fired up.
That's
and we're
right.
fired up all the time.
That's your job. One of your many hobbies here in the town.
Yes.
Which is involved with a lot of town activities. In case all you viewers do not know, whether it's emceeing duck racing on the 4th of July or calling skidoo races or commentating tug of war or whatever it is, Butch is involved. And we're happy to have
And we're
you involved
chauffeuring your
here.
father tonight.
And driving my father around. Is that the first time you've ever driven him around?
Well, it isn't, but probably the first time in a convertible.
Yeah, in a convertible. Yeah, you got that right. 2:11 remaining as this time is ticking. Here comes Brooks on the far side. He's trying to put a goal in himself here. Arsenal, he's got 8 foot on him. He kicks it just left, and you can hear they're all trying to get him a goal there on the bench.
And that's one of the fun things of high school
Oh,
sports when you get all your other players in. Because, maybe a kid doesn't start. They come to practice. They work just as hard as the kids that might be starting that game.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see this Lisbon team, there's a lot of chemistry here.
And you know what, too, with these Lisbon guys? They're playing for opportunities here.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because they could show Coach Les Poor right now that they have the ability to make some noise on the field, because you never know. Come playoff time or come the end of the regular season when you're playing for a home field or something like that, you might need to come in and do your job, as Coach Belichick says, and do your job. And these kids are showing right now that they can.
Well, and you got all those other things. You got grades, you got sickness, you got injuries that all come into play, and whatever else can happen here. So.
Under 2 minutes remaining here, as this one obviously is going to end with a victory for Lisbon. Lisbon's going to improve their record to 8-4-1 as they're going to keep pace with Newmarket and Epping right in front of them. Colebrook's going to fall to 4-5-1. They'll stay at that number 12 spot. Linwood has 8 losses, so they've got a few losses to spare if they want to. Well, nobody wants to drop any lower, but if they to stay away from dropping lower, they've got a few losses to spare. As Linwood has 8 losses, Hinsdale has 8 losses as well. So the Mohawks, that turns that homecoming game into a big one for both teams, because Groveton's sitting there at that 17 seed. You know they want to sneak in somehow, because if they can sneak in, I'm telling you, they've got some athletes and they've got kids that are going to work hard and they're pesky. So that turns into a big game here, Butch, on Saturday. I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoy the Texas State Fair down in over in Dallas. As that brings an end to this broadcast here this afternoon, the Lisbon Panthers putting on an absolute clinic on these Colebrook Academy Mohawks this afternoon. What an effort by the boys in orange. 7-1 here on the road against a tough, young Colebrook squad. We're going to take a quick break, and when Butch and I return, we're going to have the post-game show for you right here on the Northeast Sports Network.
Purchase this game and many more from the NSN DVD store. Go to www.nsnsports.net/shop. Since 1972, W.W. Berry has been providing dependable bus and shuttle services for people in northern New Hampshire and Vermont. Located on Route 3 in Lancaster, New Hampshire, the dependable people at W.W. Berry are happy to service any of your transportation needs. With 65 buses in their fleet, including their brand new state-of-the-art coach bus, they can provide bus services and shuttling for athletics, organized trips, and many other events. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Give W.W. Berry a call at 603-636-6100. That's 603-636-6100. Watching your favorite team just got easier. All of the great NSN content, including live video streams, just a click away when you download the new NSN app, powered by LaValley's Home Center and Anderson Windows and Doors.
When you're replacing windows in your home, Anderson 400 series windows give you more. More selection, more performance, more confidence. All from the most trusted name in windows. It's no wonder they're in more homes than any other window. Anderson 400 series windows and doors. We make replacement solutions happen.
The NSN app, powered by LaValley's Home Center and Anderson Windows and Doors, is available for iPhone, iPad, and Android devices. Search Northeast Sports Network in the App Store or Google Play and start enjoying NSN at the touch of a button from anywhere.
Remember that big play or the time you beat your rival. Purchase an NSN DVD, and you will not only remember them, you can watch them over and over again. Visit store.nsnsports.net to purchase this game and many more on DVD. But you have a couple words from our sponsors as well.
I do. When you've experienced life's greatest loss, the loss of a loved one, turn to the compassionate and professional care of Jenkins and Newman Funeral Home. Located at 103 Main Street in one of Colebrook's most beautiful homes, Director Michael Pearson and his staff are always ready to help you and your family navigate the difficult decisions to be made to create a lasting and meaningful tribute to your loved one. Jenkins and Newman Funeral Home is available at all times to provide individually tailored traditional or cremation funeral services. Pre-planning is also encouraged, and the staff will guide you through having the talk of a lifetime. Jenkins and Newman Funeral Home, a tradition of trust and caring, serving all faiths of the North Country since 1945, independently owned and operated. Call 603-237-4311 or visit online at www.jenkinsnewman.com. Log Haven Restaurant and Lounge, located on Route 26 in Millsfield, New Hampshire. Your hosts are Roland and Carol. Restaurant and Lounge is open Wednesday through Sunday, 11:30 a.m. to closing. And Kevin, listen to these specials. Wednesday, Wacky Wing Wednesday, 25-cent wings all day. Thursday, Thirsty Thursday, half off all appetizers. Friday, all you can eat fish and chips. $9.95, and Saturday's prime rib night, 5 p.m. to closing. Sunday, they have their famous Sunday brunch from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. They also, at Log Haven Campground, have direct trail access with hundreds of miles of ATV trails and over 2,000 miles of snowmobile trails. You can come for an overnight visit, stay the weekend, or a week or more. That's a Log Haven Restaurant and Lounge and Log Haven Campground. For more info, please call 1-877-482-3294.
And we also want to take this time to once again welcome TransCanada to the NSN family here this afternoon. Obviously, that's Matthew Cole and Tim Purrington representing TransCanada and their year-long sponsorship for our Northern New Hampshire athletic coverage. Butch, getting into the stats here this afternoon, what do you got?
Well, pretty much. It's not going to take long. It's all Lisbon Panthers in a rout. It started off with 3 goals in the first half, all off the foot of Lisbon players. With 36:22 left in the first half, Nick Trahan scored on a cross from Josh Woods. With 13:49 left in the half, Gage Pequeno had a bounce-around ball in front, and he made no mistake. He had a nose for the goal and put it in. Pass keeper Dylan Dadgett for the 2-0 lead. And just 2.5 minutes later, Josh Woods scored his first goal of the game on an assist by Miles Barnes for the 3-0 halftime lead. To start the second half, no let-up on the Panthers. Gage Pequeno scored just 2 minutes into the half on an assist from, guess who, Nick Trahan. And Josh Woods scored his second of the game with 33:05. Nick Trahan got back on the scoreboard at 26:53 left in the half before Michael Hastings put Colebrook on the board as he headed in a corner kick from Garrett Crawford with 23:10 left. And Tyler Cathan. Garrett Purrington. What did I say, Garrett White?
Crawford.
Garrett, oh, jeez. He's long gone. 18:08 left in the second half. Tyler Cathan scored on a corner kick. A beautiful shot that curled into the net for the final score of 7-1. I have some totals on shots. Shots on goal, the Lisbon Panthers had 17 shots on goal to 11 for the Colebrook Mohawks. Jacob Deem had 7 saves in the Lisbon net, and Keegan Burke had 3. In the Colebrook net, we had Dylan Dadgett with 9 saves, and Cameron Frizzell with 3 saves. And corner kicks, always a mystery as you look at Colebrook had a 10-2 edge in corner kicks, but lost out on the scoreboard, 7-1, Kevin.
Now, yeah, Butch, obviously, if you're Colebrook, this is a learning experience for you. If you have any ambition of being in the top 8 or fighting for that home field advantage, you know that Lisbon's right there. That's where Lisbon is. Lisbon's, right there at that mark. If you're Lisbon, obviously, hey, they're trying to get up there with the Woodsvilles, the Gorhams, and the Littletons here of Division 4. And I'm telling you right now, they're making some noise. And I don't want to put them on the spot, but I bet you they pull off an upset, quote unquote, in the Division 4 tournament because these kids are talented, they work hard, they're well coached, and they're soccer kids. They're good at it, and it shows. And these Colebrook kids obviously have a lot to work. They're well coached as well, with Ryan Call as the head coach, Dwayne Call, and Craig Bois as the assistants. They're well coached as well, but they've got a lot of work to do. And this was a good learning experience for them today here to basically had it given to them here this afternoon. Lisbon dominated this game in all fashion.
Oh, you're absolutely right. You know, it's a learning experience. Tonight they got to go over, and I'm sure Coach Carl's telling them, you got to go over. You got the whole town coming tonight for this pep rally. You guys got to. There's nothing you can do about this one now. Put it behind you. And you know what? You got to start thinking about that game Saturday, because that's the game of the year for them.
That's a big game. It's not only the big game of the year for them; it's for Grofton too, because Grofton's fighting to get into the playoffs after losing 2 more guys. But hey, what a big game that will be on Saturday. Lisbon's got Grofton as well next week, so Grofton's got themselves 2 big games coming up back to back. Once again, next week we will be in Profile. We'll continue our Northern New Hampshire athletic coverage in Profile. As this Colebrook team will take them on. And then on Wednesday, we'll be there for the big one. Woodsville versus Littleton in boys soccer at Remick Park in Littleton, New Hampshire, followed by Littleton Colebrook in girls soccer right here in Colebrook. Butch, any final words before we close this thing up?
Hey, the only thing I can say is we have not had the luxury of watching this Lisbon Panthers team, but we both knew coming in. You played when Coach Laspour coached, and you knew, I knew, they're going to come ready to play. And the one thing they're going to do, they're going to play 80 minutes.
Yeah.
And they're going to take hits. They're going to hit back. They have that, kind of call it Milltown mentality.
Yep.
They will work harder than any other team. We saw that back when they won that basketball championship.
Yep.
You know, and so very impressive there. You know, if you're the Mohawks, hey, take this one and move on. And, you know, I did see a lot of good things today. You know, a lot of the stuff they've talked about, it's a learning process. Just keep working, and it's going to come together for you.
And you got that exactly right, Butch. This game was brought to you by Littleton Chevrolet Buick, Crosstown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Northland Restaurant, Timeout Tavern, Sports Bar and Grill, Berlin City Chevrolet GMC Buick, Trans-Canada, Edwards Electric, Golden Locks, Landvest, Log Haven Campground, Northwoods Dental, Talmadge Plumbing and Heating, White Mountains Community College, VR Concrete, the Colebrook Academy Booster Club, W.W. Berry Transportation, Waystack Frizzell Attorneys, Wilderness Restaurant, the C.N. Brown Company and the Big Apple Food Stores in Colebrook, Jenkins Newman Funeral Home, the Colebrook Copy Center, the C.N. Brown Company Heating Oil Division, the News and Sentinel, and the Northwoods Weekly. For our cameramen Brian White and Dylan Leach, as well as our producer Kyle Grover and Butch Ladd, I'm Kevin Trask signing everybody off for the evening. Have a great one. This is NSN.
This has been a presentation of the Northeast Sports Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of this game without the expressed written consent of the Northeast Sports Network or its clients is prohibited. The opinions of the announcers in today's broadcast are their own and may not necessarily reflect the